Welcome back to another episode of the Format Podcast live on Easter Sunday edition, Easter Sunday. So for anyone who celebrates Easter, happy Easter to you. Hope you are enjoying it, having a good one with your families, getting, that joy, that special time of being with your friends, families, your loved ones, and also whatever spiritual connection this may hold for you. I hope that you are receiving that. But in the meantime, on this Easter Sunday evening, we're here because this is what we do. Myself and my guy Sneed got what you need, and we are going to talk some sports because that's what we do here on the Format Podcast. Sneed, what's good, my guy?
What up, brother? Good to be here.
No doubt. Appreciate you as always. So we believe we got a pretty good show lined up for you guys. Of course, we're going to start off with some quick hits. We're going to discuss the men's NCAA college basketball national championship that's coming up tomorrow night. Michigan Wolverines versus Huskies should be a good one. We are going to talk about the absolutely phenomenal matchup we had in the NBA yesterday between the Nuggets and the Spurs. Man, Joker and Wemby went at it. It was a pleasure to watch. Of course, we're going to talk about the LA Lakers. Are they in trouble? Should be interesting. And finally, we're going to end off with some football because, well, we're obsessed with football here on the Format Podcast. And we're going to talk a little bit about Kirk Cousins and his newest home in the desert. All right. But before we get to that, you all know what time it is, man. We are going to give a shout out to the channel members, and then we're going to go ahead and get started. So, of course, we start off with number one channel member, Coach T. Shout out to you. Appreciate you, brother. First member of the channel. Appreciate you so much. Always Laker Nation to me. It's not that serious. What's up, my guy? Chief Sid Bubba. Appreciate you. Appreciate everything you've done for our great nation. And, of course, shout out to the boys from Annapolis. No Transformer, no song. Order Holmes. Baltimore Brews. What up? What up? Steve, king of the chat. What's up, my guy? Nino, what's popping? Of course, Need got what you need. Number one contributor to the Format Podcast, main man Micah, and D Ross 881. Appreciate y'all, man. Make sure you like, subscribe to the channel, and make sure you share the show. All right, Sneed, let's get right to it, man. I got a quick hit for you. So, as you saw, I don't know how much you've been paying attention to the women's NCAA tournament in college basketball. Coming in, we had the prohibitive favorite, the UConn Huskies, which went through the regular season undefeated, got up to a record of 38-0. I think they had won 60 straight games dating back to last season where they won the national championship. And they ran into the South Carolina Gamecocks, coached by Dawn Staley, and they lost. And they kind of got handled. And Ariema, legendary women's basketball coach, arguably the greatest women's coach of all time. Him, Pat Summitt, maybe you kind of, between either one, I don't think you're wrong if you choose that. But Gino Ariema and Dawn Staley kind of got into it, got a little heated after the game. I don't know if it's just, Gino was butthurt because he lost. And
probably
13th national championship. Oh, didn't win his 13th. But, I mean, he's got plenty. He's got plenty of money. He's done an incredible thing up there in stores. So that should be interesting. But here's the deal. With that win in the Final Four, the South Carolina Gamecocks made it to the national championship game where they faced the number one, the second overall seed in the tournament, UCLA Bruins. And for all of that hype, the Bruins actually absolutely curb stomped the Gamecocks and won their first ever women's national championship, 79-51. Almost beat them by 30. That's crazy. And their leading scorer was Gabriela Jaquez, who is the little sister of Jaime Jaquez Jr., the Miami Heat. So I think that's pretty cool. And shout out to the Lady Bruins who got the job done. And I know it's probably been hard for, UCLA women's basketball all these years kind of being in the shadow of USC women's basketball, right? A couple miles across town there. So just wanted to take a minute to give shout out to the Lady Bruins for their first ever women's national championship in college basketball. So there we go.
You play to win the game.
And you think about the South Carolina Gamecocks, and what their history is of doing this to good teams, where they beat the favorite. They've done this before. Dawn Staley does this, Bruce.
He does do this.
She prepares groups for a battle. She
Mhm.
gets them prepared. She gets them ready. I think it's mental for them. It's about preparation, getting your mind right, ready to win, right? So you know that you are probably talent deficient on some level, right? Maybe one or two phases of the game, you might not have the same great players. And usually, Bruce, is depth. That's usually what happens when you look at a program like UConn and everybody else.
Mhm.
They've got people on their bench
Yeah.
that might be better than people that are starting on other squads, right?
Sure. Well,
So,
Dawn Staley's done a heck of a job in recruiting that school. I think Asia Wilson played for her.
yeah.
I can't remember her name. Shucks, it just skipped me. The center from Indiana in the WNBA that plays with Caitlin Clark. I mean, there's been a lot of good players that went on to the league from Dawn
Mhm.
Staley. But I know what you mean. Like
Yeah.
UConn is pretty much like when it comes to recruiting women's college basketball, is them and everyone else.
They have edge. They have
Yeah,
edge over
exactly.
every other
Yeah.
college in the country. So
Mhm.
you literally neutralize the edge
Yeah.
by getting your girls to be ready,
Mhm.
getting them to be tougher,
Sure.
getting the game into a place where the other team doesn't wanna go.
Mhm.
You have to look for your edge somewhere, so I think that she's been able to do that. There was a
Absolutely.
reason why she was discussed as a potential, you know, d candidate for a professional men's coaching job. So, hey, it's fine, Bruce, but they said it. So, they didn't
They
say it
did
about
say it.
anybody else.
No, they
They
did
didn't
say
say it
it, and
about
she got
Gino
an
Auriemma.
yeah, and she
They
got
didn't
an
say it
interview.
about anybody else, so I'm just
I
saying.
think I think if Gino wanted to, he could, but I don't think he has any interest in that. But he's the king of he's the lord of his fiefdom there in stores. But no, shout out to Dawn Staley for the way she built up these Gamecocks, definitely. But today is the Lady Bruins Day, and shouts to them. But one thing I want to say though is that, and I'm not going to sit here and tell you I'm a huge proponent of the women's college game, but over the last few years, we really saw how the women's college game just got such a boost of attention. But I think this year wasn't the same because they didn't have the same level of star power, right? It
Mhm.
wasn't getting nearly as much attention because we saw Caitlin Clark, I think, go to back-to-back national championship games with Iowa. Of course, we saw Angel Reese was a superstar in college. Juju Watkins, but she wasn't here this year because she blew out her knee last season and decided to take this year off, getting prepped for the NBA. So excuse me, the WNBA. So it was real interesting to me to see that this women's tournament, the only real storyline was, can anybody beat UConn, right? Who's going to be David to UConn's Goliath? And we found out that was South Carolina. But on the whole, it was just tough that there was a general lack of true star power in this year's tournament, and it manifested in people not really talking about it. I'm sure the ratings weren't great, even though the basketball at some points was great. Like, I like to talk about, and I know this is a quick hit, but Hannah Hidalgo, the point guard for Notre Dame, their women's team, she is an absolute dog, and I think she's going to be a problem when she hits the league. But for whatever reason, the star power is not the same. She's not a Juju Watkins, even though she's an incredible freaking player. She doesn't have it like Juju or Caitlin Clark or Paige Beckers last year, one of those. It's just, I don't know. It's very interesting to see kind of how that works, how the star just falls on some people. Go ahead.
You need, you either need a flashy game
Mm-hmm.
or you need to, like, have some kinda, like, buzz, like, you talk a good game, right? Or you say
Mm-hmm.
things, do things, a little bit extracurricular possibly. You have to do something else, right? You can't just be a technically sound player because, I mean, Tim Duncan to this day is basically
Criminally
overlooked by
underrated.
the casual. They're like, "Who the hell is that?" You see him play, you're like, "Ah, whatever," dude's
Right.
using the backboard from the side, it's just no notoriety. It's almost like
Mhm.
you have to do something to attract the attention.
No, you're right. You know what's funny about that? And I promise we'll go on from here, guys. What's funny about the Tim Duncan comment you just made? When he was playing, I was like, yeah, Tim Duncan, yeah, he's great. But the further we get away, I'm like, yo, Tim Duncan was amazing.
Yeah.
The further we get, because then you look back and you think, like, this dude was killing Amari Stoudemire. He was killing Kevin Garnett. He was killing Chris Webber. He was all these dudes who were elite power forwards at the time and one of the best power forward eras. He was giving all these dudes work just
Yeah.
quietly. That's why they say the what is it? The squeaky wheel gets the oil or the grease out. You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Basically, you got to make some noise and get some attention. But Tim Duncan, he
Yeah.
didn't care about that. He's just like, I'm gonna go out here, I'm going to defend, and I'm gonna rebound, and I'm gonna score, and I'm gonna win chips, and that's all. And then I'm gonna go home and do whatever it is I do. So, yep. All right, man. Good stuff. Good stuff. All right, let's keep it in college and take it to the first topic, and that is the men's national championship game in for the NCAA tournament. And man, I think this is going to be a great one. This is, as you can see from the thumbnail, this is the UConn Huskies versus, who is that, Sneed? Who they playing against, Sneed? I did that.
Wolverines, bro. The Wolverines.
I'm surprised you actually said it. I know you people
Wolverines.
like to
I know. Yeah, the school. I know, but basketball is not the same as the football stuff. You know what I mean? So it's not as much venom, you know?
No, not quite. Not quite. But yeah, as you can see from the thumbnail, man, the Wolverines and the Huskies are going to go at it. And these are two of the best teams in the country. We saw the Michigan Wolverines run Arizona.
They pummeled Arizona.
Last. I thought they would win, but I was shocked that they won like that. I was like, damn, that's pretty serious. Meanwhile, I saw a lot of people that picked Illinois to beat Connecticut, but Connecticut pulled that off. But they win by.
You know what I think is happening, Bruce, with Connecticut? People are waiting for them to lose. Like maybe they're a bit off schedule, but they're expecting them to lose, but they don't. So there's just at some point they were supposed to lose to a better team, but they haven't up to this point. Yeah. So here we are.
Yeah, no, absolutely. But so this is interesting, right? And this is something I noticed on the women's side as well as the men's side, and I really want to get your take on this, Sneed. Something you hear me complain about in the NBA all the time is lack of defense, lack of rebounding, right? Those traditional things that win you most games, right? Even if you're not the most talented, if you really defend and you can rebound, you got a really good chance to win. You can even beat good teams if you do that. So if you look in the college ranks, and maybe it's because the talent is obviously not the same as it is in the NBA, in college, the best teams seem to focus on dominating the glass and really playing, strap up, lockdown defense. And to me, there seems to be a real difference there. And while I'm not the biggest college basketball fan anymore, watching this tournament, I am really enjoying seeing that, right? Because UConn and Michigan are two of the best rebounding teams in the country. This guy, Tyrus Reed Jr., averaged 14-9 on the season, 15-9 on the season for UConn. Not outstanding numbers, but very solid, like traditional big yeoman workman-like numbers. But through the tournament, he's averaging 17-11, and I think he started off with like 27. He had 27 rebounds in the first game, like 25 points, 27 rebounds. Now, obviously, it's like a 2 seed versus a 14 or a 150, whatever it was, right? So the team he played against was, vastly outmanned. But the point is, you've seen UConn playing that way all throughout the tournament, playing elite defense, keeping teams from shooting well, slowing the game up, really mucking it up in the half court. And that's the type of thing that if you're not elitely explosive, you can win a lot of games that way. What is your thoughts on my observation in regards to that?
I think what you're seeing is you're seeing the messaging from coaches that get into the players, right? They're basically saying, I need you. This is your job. This is your role. I need you to clean glass, right? I need rebounds. I need your focus there. So everybody else, he's going to mark his 2-3 players who are kind of within the vicinity. I need you boxing out, and this guy is going to get the rebounds. We got long ones, right? Long rebounds. Then you got to be able to get to those and scramble, and you've got to, hustle for the ball. And that's the thing, Bruce. A lot of times with rebounding, it's hustle. So the more hustle-prone teams, with players that are willing to work for each possession, and then they're rewarded. Their coach keeps giving them playing time. He's only going to take out players when they're tired. He's not taking out players because he has to feed some contract, right? Like, this player is getting money, so I got to play him. Like take, for example, in the pros, if a player gets a $20-30 million contract, all of a sudden that means he's owed playing time, because you can't just have money sitting on the bench. So that's that in this case, you don't have that. So best rebounder is going to play big minutes. They're going to log big minutes. And that's what the coaches are emphasizing. And there's more coaching going on in the college ranks than in the NBA. Right? That's pretty apparent. I mean, moment to moment, play to play, half to half. There's more coaching going on simultaneously.
Yeah.
And there's more practice time at this time of the year, right? So they're getting to work and get the message all the way through to these players, and the players are buying into it and believing it.
Absolutely, absolutely. No, and I love to see it that way because again, as you know me, my preference is for a more traditional basketball style, and watching the way Dan Hurley coaches his team, kind of takes me back to that 90s type era, right? That maybe like the New York Knicks. And it's funny because obviously his dad, legendary coach at St. Patrick's in Newark, New Jersey, and that's right across the river. So I'm sure these guys grew up watching the Knicks and seeing, the type of Pat Riley onto Jeff Van Gundy, that type of coaching and that type of play style. And I'm sure they took something from that, but it's very interesting. Now, speaking of Dan Hurley, and we'll get to Michigan in a minute on the other side, this is UConn's third championship game in 4 years. And should they win this, the only other coach that has 3 titles in 4 years, not Coach K, not Dean Smith, not Bob Knight, John Wooden. That is very elite company, not Adolph
You're talking
Russell.
about the UCLA years with
Yes,
Kareem,
sir.
with Lou Alcindor. Okay.
Yeah, and then when Kareem left, he started winning with Bill Walton. Yeah. Crazy, right? So
Yeah.
for sure. So what I would say about that is, though, or what I would ask you, I'm sorry, because I think we can agree in college football and basketball now, the NIL era, the transfer portal era probably makes it even tougher to win consistently, right? Would you agree with that?
I would, and I think what it's going to do is it's going to create these, flash in the pan runs from like random teams from time to time, but it may not be sustainable. You may not see a back-to-back type
Right.
of, type of situation. It might be, a Final Four run in 1 year, and then 3 years later they get another one, right? Because they got some notoriety. Players may want to start going there. But yeah, it's really hard to have those kind of sustainable runs. You see what's going on in college football. There's I mean, the NIL is reshaping the landscape. Like Pat Saban packed up his shit and left, bro, because of NIL money. Coach K's gone. Like these guys don't want to do this no more.
No.
It's but for the people that are getting their jobs now, this is what they know and this is what they're used to. So they're okay with it. They're like, whatever.
Right. So my question for you would be, if Dan Hurley pulls this off and wins this third championship in 4 years, where does that put him among the greats? Does that put him up there with a Coach K, a Dean Smith, a John Wooden? I would say he's getting close, but not quite. And the reason being, those guys built their programs into the legendary programs they are. When Dan Hurley arrived, remember Kevin Ollie won a championship with UConn, and Jim Calhoun won 3 or 4 championships at UConn. So since 2000, UConn has won 6 championships, going on 7, which is crazy. That would make them the preeminent college basketball power of this freaking century, right?
Right.
Yeah, that would be crazy. So where do you think that kind of puts him?
It puts him in the discussion with those coaches because of the winning. If you're just counting championships like that, that gets you in the conversation.
Sure.
But I do think that those guys did something a little bit different because they built something kind of like you describe. And, like in a more classical college way, I think is how they did it. Right. So, I don't mean to take away anything from Hurley, but, maybe if he has a second mini run, right? A second, like, let's say he gets these
like
few
somewhere else.
Or just at UConn at a later time, like he just continues to dominate. Like so what separates really good from great is typically duration and consistency. It's like, okay, so if he wins a couple of championships, how many does he have now?
He's got 2.
Okay, so if he wins another one this year, and then somewhere down the road wins 1 or 2 more, he now, I think, catapults himself in the conversation with the best ever.
Sure.
As a staple within the group, like he has a place. Now he's like kind of like hanging around the table or whatever. He's in the house. He's not selling tickets outside. Like what's his name said.
Right.
Because I mean, it's just not common. It's hard to win multiple championships, go back to back, 3 and 4, 4 and 5 years, stuff like that.
Yeah.
So he just has to just keep winning. And you know what? Honestly, man, the way college sports goes now, as long as you're in the Final Four all the time and you're in it, people seem to really respect that and appreciate it.
You mean like Tom Izzo?
like Tom Izzo, right? So he's there all the time. He's always dancing, right? He's always at the
Sure.
the big dance.
Mhm.
That seems to, but this guy's also winning Final Four, not just Final Four appearances. He's got championships. So
Mhm.
he gets one or two more, Bruce. I think he forces his way in there.
Sure. And I would say, even if he wins this one, that's 3 out of 4 years.
That's really good, bro. How many guys
Yeah.
have done that?
Right. Only one. John
Yeah.
Wooden. Yeah.
Okay, so he
I-
puts
yeah.
himself now in the conversation
Right.
as
Wow.
having this unique achievement that nobody else has,
Mhm.
including the dominant years of North Carolina and Duke.
Right. And where I would say, now some people could look at it one way and say, well, you can literally buy championships now because of the transfer portal and all that. It's easier. I would look at it and maybe say it's harder now because you can't keep a team together. You have to consistently be re-recruiting your guys. Guys are going to regularly be moving on after each season, whether it's the pros, whether it's graduation,
Maybe
whether
it
it's
is
the
more
portal.
impressive, Bruce, for him to do it than John Wooden.
That's what I'm saying. It's a lot harder to keep a team
Because
together.
John Wooden had Lou Alcindor for 4.
Yeah, right.
How many did he have for? I'm guessing Bill Walton was 4.
Yeah.
So he had a decade with 2 of the most dominant big men of the era of the decade.
Mm-hmm. For sure. Yeah, no doubt. All right, let's go over Michigan. Michigan has been doing their
Michigan's
thing.
going to win, Bruce. Michigan's going to win.
Yeah.
They're going to win.
Okay, let's do that. What makes you think Michigan's going to win?
Michigan,
don't get me wrong. They are the better rebounding team than UConn this year by about 5 per game. They're the better scoring team. I think they average about 83 on the season, and UConn averages 77. So they're the better scoring team, and we've seen Michigan gets going, and it's like, oh my gosh, you can't stop these guys.
Yeah.
And I think they are the first team ever. I saw a stat about 90 points. I think they're the first team ever to score 90 points in 5 straight tournament games. Something crazy like that.
Yeah,
like they're
their
running
offense
people
has
out.
gears. Their
Yes.
offense has gears, and you mentioned the glass. And the thing is, man, they do stuff very quickly. Stuff turns into points
Mhm.
really fast. Like, if you look at the game against Tennessee,
Mhm.
that was okay. So if they play like that for
Mhm.
one full half against UConn, they could still win.
Mhm.
They don't have to play the full game that effectively. They could play half the game like that and then just play passively the rest of the way, and they'll probably win by 9 points. They're really good, Bruce.
Oh, for
When I
sure.
was filling out my bracket,
Yeah.
I was just trying to make a decision between Michigan or Florida.
Okay. Yeah.
And I
I'm
chose
with you.
Florida and I chose wrong. I just picked I thought Florida had the path of least resistance. What it's turned into for Michigan is a path of learning, right? And figuring out what works best for them in these games. And I think they're going to win, man.
Something about UConn, man. Like I said, the way they can slow you down and muck it up and really play, physical.
I don't think that bothers Michigan, bro.
I think that I'm not going to say it bothers Michigan. I'm saying it's my opinion that Michigan would rather get out and run, and if UConn can stop you from doing that, which I believe they can, then I think they got a legitimate chance. And I think Dan Hurley is obviously he's not out there dribbling the ball, but I think he's one of the best coaches in the sport, pro or college.
Yeah, but if Michigan forces turnovers, those can quickly turn into points. It doesn't matter how good of a team.
That's right.
If UConn turns over the ball 9 times in the game and it turns into 15 points,
that's the difference.
Probably losing.
Yeah, for sure.
Now, if they turn over the ball, say 10 times, and it only turns into 6 points, this game's probably going down to the wire. But I think that's going to be where the bulk of this happens, because these types of games, Bruce, mistakes are magnified, right? Crowd starts getting crazy. You go on an 8-point run. Coaches got to start calling timeouts. And you're kind of managing when you're calling timeouts, how many you got left. Now the coach is worried about that and not worried about what's going on the floor. I don't know, man. I'm not saying that Michigan's going to out-coach UConn. I'm just saying if something happens uncharacteristic of UConn, Michigan's going to put their pedal to the metal and they're just going to go, man.
Right. So then we have here's another thing we got to take into account is one of Michigan's stars, Yassel Lindenberg. He got injured yesterday, and we're not sure what's going to be his stats, he doesn't have a whole lot of time to get right for the championship game. I mean, I'm sure they can shoot it up and tape it up and put him out there, which, you know, we know about how often athletes will, you know, they'll get the shot and they'll go out there and play on adrenaline and whatnot. But if he's not the same player, or if he can't go, that one would be interesting to see how it affects that team. And then you have Ademaro, who was the star of the game yesterday for the Wolverines, 26 on 11 of 16 shooting. You think he's going to get that against UConn? I don't.
I don't think he's going to get that. But but like I said, I think the focus for Michigan is to somehow get UConn to be uncharacteristically turnover prone. You know, maybe get and I don't know if you know this, Bruce, but I think UConn last game played a half without a turnover.
Yep. I was aware
of that. Which is
just
crazy to me because
insane. In the final
at some point you're going to take a chance. You're going to look for a cutter. You know, there's a screen and you're looking for a lob. Like there's all these ways to get an easy turnover, even on a good look.
Right.
It's just nuts, man.
You know what that says to me, though?
They're well coached.
And I was about to say, and I'm not trying to be glazing Dan Hurley here, but
it is what it is. We know those.
Getting back to it, they're extremely well coached.
Yeah.
Because, you know, like we said, the coach is not out there on the floor. So to see in the Final Four, which means you're playing against another really good team,
that's
and
all.
You
that's
don't
left.
turn it over for an entire half. That's crazy to me.
Yeah,
it's crazy. So, you have Michigan winning the national championship, correct?
I do.
I have Connecticut winning. It's just something about them. I don't know that I believe they're the better team. I believe that Dan Hurley knows what levers to pull here, man. I believe that this team this program seems to have some sort of DNA. Another Dan Hurley note, I know I keep going back to it, but this guy, since he's been the coach of UConn, he's never lost past the Sweet 16.
So once he makes it there,
yeah,
it's
just
a wrap.
Something to think about. Yeah.
Oh, damn.
Yeah, just something to think about, you know? That's a tough stat, right?
That is a tough stat because that means when people are getting nervous, they're making mistakes, but he's not.
That's right.
Right. So he's true to himself and he's comfortable in the moment.
Right.
Yeah.
So
hey man, everybody's fallible, man. Let's go Michigan.
That's right.
I mean, I'm just and I
you're staying true to your bracket.
yeah, you know, and the thing about Michigan is I think they're primed and ready. I think they had a good like their route to this game was the proper exposure to certain types of opponents and looks and ways of winning. Like they've looked really sharp some of their games. So I'm thinking if they play some of that basketball, it makes them really hard to beat. Even if
do you think Connecticut hasn't had kind of a similar route? I mean, doing what they did to beat Duke. I mean, part of that is tournament magic, right? But you know, playing Duke down to the wire and then hitting the big shot, like those are the type of games that make you believe as a team, you know, we have destiny on our side. And then you go beat Illinois, who is one of the best teams in the Big Ten and a number 3 seed in the tournament, you know, really, really good. And so you go beat them in the Final Four and you say, okay, let's go, you know, and then you go out here and you give a shot to the title. So I don't know that Michigan's any more battle tested in this tournament than Connecticut is.
I'm not looking at it from battle tested. I'm looking at it from the ways of which they've won their games. Like so there's that part, right? It's becoming a seasoned team, like going through things to be ready for big moments. But the fact that they've handled most of their games pretty well tells me that when they're playing their best basketball, they're not really beatable. Right? So they're going to have to play poorly at some stretch of the game for UConn to get ahead.
Yeah. Well, that's what
there's
UConn
gonna
does.
have to be
People play poorly.
There's gonna have to be multiple 10-point runs for UConn in order to win this game. I think UConn has to go up a little bit, play beyond what they're capable of. I think for Michigan, they just have to play what they're capable of, and they'll win. I think that's the margin for the two teams. It's a little bit different. So UConn is swinging up. And I think Michigan just has to play their – see, if Michigan plays their game the way that they want to and they get their way, they're going to win. If UConn can disrupt that to the point where it throws guys off, then UConn has a chance.
Interesting. Let me check some real quick. I have a question for you. I want to see if I can find it.
You know, if UConn ends up turning the ball over 10 times, Michigan can still win this game. If they turn it over 4 or 5 times,
right.
then I give UConn a better than 50% chance of winning. I don't think Michigan's going to let them turn over the ball just 4 or 5 times. I think they're going to force the issue. I think they're going to pressure the ball.
So this is what we were actually talking about earlier too, when we talk about the transfer portal in this era of men's college basketball. If I'm not mistaken, Michigan didn't make the tournament last year, and Juwan Howard got fired as a result of that, right? One of the original Fab Five guys. And now, 1 year later, they're in the national title game. But let's see, they lost Danny Wolf to the NBA. This is Michigan. Trey Donaldson transferred to Miami. Sam Walters transferred to SMU. At the same time, Wolverines added major transfers like Yasso Lendenborg, Elliot Cadeau, Ade Mara, and Morris Johnson Jr., which completely changed the team's size, playmaking, and front court identity. So this is a heavily remade roster. Michigan had just 3 scholarship players return from the prior season when Dusty May first rebuilt the program, and the 25-26 roster still reflects a portal-heavy concentration with multiple new starters and a small returning core. So that's what we were talking about, right?
I'll tell you why that's important, Bruce.
Sure.
Lendeborg, I think, led the team in minutes played this year. He's the only player to log over 1,000 minutes.
Okay.
And I think Mara played 3rd most on the team. So you're talking about guys that they got through the portal literally became their biggest contributing players. Right? The only one I think that was coming back was Johnson, right? Johnson Jr.?
I think so, yeah.
Okay, so he returned and kept his prominent role. That means you reconstructed your team. That's not the same group it was last year.
Woodage wants to know in the chat, last time Michigan was in the title game was 93 when they had the Fab Five. I think so. I don't think they've played a national championship.
So they've made Final Fours, Elite Eights, Sweet 16s.
Yeah, they've had some runs. I don't think they played for a chip though.
That's tough.
And I think the Fab Five was at the game yesterday, matter of fact.
And they'll be at the game this time around for sure.
Yeah.
That's Michigan Wolverine royalty right there.
Yeah. Which is funny because at the UConn game, you saw like Rip Hamilton was there and Charlie Villanueva was there. I don't know if Kemba Walker was there. I think he's playing overseas, if I'm not mistaken. But you saw some of the UConn royalty. I'm surprised Ray Allen wasn't there, or maybe he just didn't get on camera. But it's always cool to see, when you got retired greats from a particular program and they come back and they're hanging around at not hanging around, but they're at a big game and they show them in the crowd. That's always pretty cool. Side note, Rip Hamilton and Kobe Bryant played AAU ball together. That's a nice little.
I'm sure Kobe was kicking his ass, bro.
Well, they played together. They played on the same
together?
team.
Yeah, he was still cooking them in practice.
They both from Pennsylvania. So. Well, I guess Rip got the last laugh, right? He beat Kobe in the finals.
So. He did. He got him in 04.
Right. All right, guys, let's go ahead and we'll take a couple calls on this. 904-219-8264, 904-219-8264. What are your thoughts on the national championship game? What are your thoughts on where it places Dan Hurley in the pantheon of great coaches if he wins a 3rd championship in 4 years? Who's it going to be? Is it going to be Michigan? Is it going to be Connecticut? What are you guys' thoughts? We want to hear from you.
I'm going to tell you why I want Dan Hurley to win another one, bro.
Oh, okay. Thank you, Ed Dog. Ed Dog says, he says Kemba Walker's an assistant with the Hornets. Thanks, Ed Dog. Appreciate that.
Yeah, so I want the Huskies to actually win, Bruce. I don't want Michigan to win. I was giving you who I thought would win, but I want the Huskies to win. I want players and coaches who promote structure, ethics, team concept, respect, hard work. I want them to be rewarded.
Yeah.
Not that Michigan isn't doing those things.
No,
I just heard recently a lot of smatter going on about coaches who have a little bit more of a serious tone being shit on by some modern, talking heads saying, that's not how you talk to this group of guys. That's not how you deal with this generation. Right. You got to be delicate. You got to be soft.
Used to coach.
Yeah, see, I don't want to hear that, bro, because the most important thing in this world, and this is just, maybe it's the dad talking to me, I have no idea, but it's accountability And I don't care
Yeah.
how the message is parlayed, as long as the message is delivered and received. The
Mhm.
message is be accountable.
Mhm.
And I swear to God, bro, I hear it every time I watch these games. I hear coaches yelling at players, imploring them, be accountable for your
Mhm.
role, for your job duties. Do your thing
Your
so your
job.
brother can do their thing.
Right.
You know, bro, accountability is wonderful. And that's how these guys build their programs.
Yep.
So then when they are rewarded with the victories, everything is confirmed. And what does
Mhm.
that do? That creates a person who gets it. Now
Yeah.
those guys grow up, they're going to be young adults, go into the workforce, go to the next level, and they understand accountability and reaping the benefits of it.
Sure. One of these days, I'm gonna let you ask Ben about accountability. He'll tell you. and he's 9 years old. He'll tell you all about accountability. All right, we are going to leave it there. Looks like we're not going to get any calls on this topic.
Go Huskies. Go Huskies.
The hungry Huskies. All right, let's take it to the next topic. All right, on to the NBA. Yesterday, and I know you
Hold up.
enjoyed
Guess who was playing some defense last night? Don't do that, Bruce. Guess who was playing some defense last night?
We're going to talk about that. Let me get through the intro to this, and we're going to talk about that.
But you better be ready, bro, to hold these L's, bro. Go ahead.
We're going to talk about it. So, we saw an absolutely incredible matchup yesterday between the San Antonio Spurs and the Denver Nuggets. As you can see on the thumbnail, 2 MVP caliber players. We know one of them's like pretty much a lock for Defensive Player of the Year, but has a legitimate
5 blocks
MVP
a game,
chip.
bro.
Well, say again.
5 blocks a game.
Vicious.
It just every time I look at the box score, it's 5 of them, bro.
Yeah, I know, right? So we had yesterday just an incredible matchup between Victor Wembanyama and 3-time MVP and former champion Nikola Jokic. I mean, look, let me say this, man. Wemby was out of his mind, right? 34, 18 boards, 7 assists, 5 blocks, just incredible stat stuffing game. Meanwhile, Jokic, 40 points, 13 assists, 8 rebounds, 3 blocks, 0 turnovers. And I'm going to tell you this, right? And we're going to talk about guess who was playing some defense in a second, but I'm going to tell you what impressed me to a tremendous extent. And I get on Jokic about not playing D and all that. And I'm still, you're never going to convince me this dude is Olajuwon, right? Who is, obviously. But no, but the thing is, boy, did Jokic make huge shots down the stretch that Wemby might not be quite ready for yet. That's where it was, right, over the best defender in the game. I mean, big time,
By the way, primary
showed
defense, the
yesterday.
initial defense was there. He blocked a lot of shots that went back to Joker, and Joker hit him with the left hook. Right hook got blocked, left hook went in.
Absolutely. So there's that. Well, it's going to come up here, but just watching this game again, I want to give Joker so much credit for just being able to make just the big. That's the one. Boom. Got it back. Gotcha. But
notice
I want
how
to
he
give
changed his release point, right?
Absolutely. I want to give the guy so much
spatial
credit.
Intelligence, bro. Very good.
Yeah, absolutely. Like I said, I've been saying I want to give him so much credit for just knocking down such huge clutch shots when his team needed it the most, man. And there is something to be said for that. Like I get on him about not being an elite defender all the time, but there's something to be said for putting the ball in the basket when your team needs it most, and that is that's just one of those kind of freaking games, man. And it was super impressive. It was fun to watch because you know me.
That one's crazy, Bruce. That one is crazy right there. That's nuts.
Yes. We come from the big man era, Sneed. And so, watching these guys go at it to me was just such a pleasure. I'll say this. Let me get to it now. When you're talking about guess who played some defense yesterday? Did Jokic play some defense? Yes. But in watching that game, matter of fact, I was running around like crazy. I got home probably and turned it on about midway through the third, right? About halfway through the third. And what I'm going to say is
by
this.
What, like 9 or something?
Yeah. What I'm going to say is this, though. From what I watched, and even going back and watching, highlights and watching some of the game again this morning, I'm noticing Wemby just about every time is taking the assignment and the matchup on Jokic. We can't say the same for Jokic on Wemby. We can't. And so did he make defensive plays? Yes. But what I want to see, if you're supposed to be the best player in the world, and again, all credit due for him stepping up and leading his team to a win and making these clutch baskets, but I want to see you take the assignment, man. I come from an era where when David Robinson and the Spurs played against Dream and the Rockets, he took the assignment. Even when he was getting killed, he had the assignment. When it was Patrick Ewing and the Knicks versus Dream and the Rockets, he took the assignment. Why can't we see that from Joker? He's always running from the assignment, Sneed.
It's about fouls. It's literally about foul trouble. I'm 100% certain. I'm so confident in that. He does not want fouls, and he doesn't want to get taken off the floor, and he doesn't want to go into foul trouble. I don't know if you know this about Wemby. He may be the cleanest big man defender in the league. This dude does not foul because he doesn't need to. He doesn't need to jump into anybody, right? He can basically reach any type of, arcing shot almost from anybody who's under 7 feet tall, right? Because of release points and things like that. Anybody taller than that's going to give him a hard time, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
But I think it's what we're boiling down to here is Joker is playing a game of self-preservation. He wants to remain involved in the game for the duration of however the game may take.
So how come he gets the benefit as a all-time great center of playing self-preservation that none of the other all-time great centers got? Why does he get that benefit?
Bruce, it's not a benefit. We can call it. I'm saying it right now. It's not a level playing field between him and Wemby. Wemby by far was clearly a more impactful player yesterday on both sides of the ball. Wemby was scoring, Wemby was defending, was altering shots. Mm-hmm. He had more impact. Joker was more impactful in timely shots.
Oh, for sure.
Right? But,
absolutely.
But Wemby still provided, I think, 30 points.
34.
And I think he had 5 blocks
and 5 blocks
over who they tell me is the best offensive big man ever.
Well, look at this comment here. Jokic versus Wemby is quite possibly the best offensive player ever versus the best defensive player ever.
Okay, so he's not the best offensive player ever, but he's the best offensive player maybe Mike has seen. I don't know. So Mike's going to see it through that lens. And the best defensive player ever, we don't know that. Hakeem clearly has a career of showing that he is. Yes. Right? Mutombo is another guy like these elite shot blockers, and it doesn't even have to be a shot blocker. The best defender ever could be a guard who literally, like Gary Payton. You can tell me that. Yes.
Right. Yeah.
So just and the numbers don't have to show it like in the sense of blocks and steals.
Right.
How about we look at let's take a guy
watch the film
who averages 30 points a game, and every time Gary Payton defends him, he gets 11.
Mm-hmm.
Is that a statistic?
That's a statistic.
It should be one. How many times does a player reduce the other team's best starting perimeter player, reduces them to 20% of their scoring output average? Mm-hmm. That should be a statistic.
Yeah.
Right. So I'm just, but I get all this, bro, because in this generation, you watch one great matchup. Now all of a sudden it's the game of the century.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Everybody just prisoner of the moment. Look, I'm not here to overstate.
Yes, Sean. Yes.
I know who Wemby is going to be. And I know who Joker is going to be once his career is all said and done.
Sure.
Can we just calm down?
Right.
Can we just hit the brakes, bro?
Let me say this again, Sneed. Joker's great. Nobody is going to hear me say Joker's not great. Joker's great. But that's not good enough for some people. But this isn't about that. This is about watching Sneed, listen, you know me. You know the era that I come from and the era that I love. And this was heavenly watching this game yesterday, man. I truly, truly enjoyed watching this game.
Now you know who needs to go back and watch this, right?
Who's that?
The coach of the San Antonio Spurs needs to go back and watch this. And he needs to understand how he needs to get Joker defending Wemby on more possessions. He needs to force that matchup, to force Joker to engage defensively. No outs, no side steps, force that. Like, right there's a foul, and they didn't call it, right? And Wemby still makes it anyways. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, they're not even really officiating him the same. He's basically fouled every single play. I don't know if you noticed that, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a very intriguing and interesting matchup. I believe this
I love it.
series in the playoffs goes 7
7
games.
for sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I listen, that one right there. Jeez. Yeah, no, that was really incredible. And you know what else got me, right? Again, just watching this game and clutch possessions, and when they really needed the defense, there was Aaron Gordon. Like, where is Jokic getting the matchup? I don't understand that. So Mike says he was born in 1980. He's seen MJ, Hakeem, caught a bit of Kareem, Magic, Larry, etc. Still think. Okay. All right. Well, I don't know what to tell you.
He loves Joker, man. That's his guy. His guy is Joker, man.
You know what? We should hook him up with Ed Dog. I'm sure those guys will have a great time together. What? They both love Joker. I'm just saying.
Look, Joker is one of the most immense offensive talents we've seen in the last 20 years.
He is. I think the era plays a large role in it, but he is. So two things can be true. He is, but I think this era plays a large role in it. But again, man, if you love big man ball, then what you saw yesterday was just incredible. And
Larry Bird is a better offensive player than Joker, right, Bruce?
Yeah.
Michael Jordan's a better offensive player.
Yes. Kobe. Yes.
I just think people forget, man.
Well, like Man Down Mel always talks about, man, people see the triple doubles and it short circuits their brain.
Yeah, but see, to me, I don't even see triple doubles though, because Russell Westbrook has triple doubles galore, and we don't call him the best offensive player ever.
Right. Well, I think they're going to talk about Jokic's efficiency being way more efficient than Westbrook, and Joker, even though he wasn't averaging a triple double then, he led his team to a championship, and Westbrook couldn't get past a 6th seed, I think, in the West, even when he was averaging a triple double.
I'm just saying triple doubles don't move me.
I'm with you. I'm just saying
triple doubles are cool. It means that's a productive player with a lot of responsibility to do a lot of things.
Sure.
But I mean, it doesn't dictate where I place someone as an offensive player. I mean, if the game is about scoring points, you or your teammate needs to score. Then I need to look at the whole thing. I'm not just looking at a stat sheet.
Right.
I mean, Joker's doing a lot of great things, but I mean,
his offense,
why do I have to discount everybody else's careers just because I'm watching Joker now?
Right. No, agreed. So can we give shout out to Aaron Gordon? And I know you're always giving props to Aaron Gordon. That guy's a heck of a player, man. He is. I mean, don't sit back like I said he was a bum or something. I never said that.
I need you to say what I've been saying right now.
What's that?
Who's better, Aaron Gordon or Lamar Odom? Say it.
Aaron Gordon's better. Lamar Odom is not a bum. Are we good?
I didn't say he was a bum, bro. Lamar Odom is a fantastic player.
Yeah, no, Aaron Gordon is better.
Aaron Gordon is a better player. He does more, and he's able to do more things at a higher level.
Oh, yes.
Okay, he's a better player. That's all I'm saying.
I'm good with that. I'm just saying Lamar Odom was real good at his peak. Anyway, skill set. But the point is, I wanted to give Aaron Gordon some love, man, because when Jokic was hiding, it was him defending Wemby. Almost always pulling that assignment. But hey, what do I expect? Right?
Mike's comment about Russ and Kawhi in 2017. I wonder how many people actually feel that way, because Russ, I think, won a lot of first place votes, man.
The reason Russ won that MVP, if we remember, he's the first to average a triple double since Big O in the 60s.
But did nobody notice that
happened?
Did nobody notice that guys were letting the ball just fall to him on all the missed free throws?
Oh yeah, no. Steven Adams will tell you they were boxing out so that he could get it. Melo told you he was juicing the rebounds. There was actually a metric done. What is it most shots contested on defense? He was near the bottom of the league. And he had the most space between the shooter and himself when he was supposed to be defending the shooter. he was always sagging back so he could immediately go crash the rebounds.
I'm
He
sorry,
wanted
bro,
those
but
triple
that
doubles
era of
bad.
MVPs doesn't mean that much to me, bro. It just doesn't.
Right. No, I get it. But that's how he was able to do that. And again, when he won that MVP, it was such a big deal because it was so historic. But now it's like, okay, averaging a triple double is still hard, but it's not, it's not the same thing because we've seen it a few times now.
All right, so bringing it back to this Joker versus Wemby situation, right?
Mhm.
These guys are going to be playing against each other for several more years.
I hope so.
These guys, there could be a collision course, for this playoffs in this particular, playoff matchup. Like it's probably going to happen a few times in their career. Now, Joker is obviously in his back nine, and then Wemby's in his front nine, so it's a little bit different.
Right.
But there are some games where you're going to see Joker getting his way. He's going to come out on top, like this game.
Yeah.
But there's going to be some games where San Antonio puts it together, and they might run the Nuggets off the floor. Like you saw a little bit of his this game. You saw some, like Joker had to hustle back. You ever seen him sprint, bro? I saw him sprint back like 4 or 5 times. They were very mindful about San Antonio pushing the pace even on a make.
Yeah.
That's
why wouldn't
not
you?
usual.
Because Jokic can't keep up in the open.
Well, that's
floor,
what he
so
was doing. He was taking the three and he was running back.
Yeah, you want to. And I think that's also part of the reason why, like, defensively, you're not going to put him on Wemby, because Wemby's immediately going to try to take him down to the post. And so you want Joker to be able to get back on defense. You want him to
I think San Antonio learned some things last night. They're going to watch some of that film, Bruce.
Sure.
They're going to figure out how to get that Wemby Joker matchup to their advantage. And they're going to scheme a couple of things to get more confrontations because that's a Wemby winning situation. Like that, he's got the advantage. Joker defensively, Wemby offensively. I'm taking that.
Yeah.
Wemby versus Joker, where Joker has the ball offensively, that's more 50-50. But Wemby offensively with Joker defending, that's like 90-10 to Wemby. You see what I'm saying?
It is, but I will say today is not the day to go that route because of what we saw Joker do down the stretch in that game. I think he had 14 points in the fourth quarter and overtime, like in the stretch that took over the game. So while I would normally agree with you, today's not the day after watching what, Nikola Jokic was able to do down the stretch with Wemby guarding him, like making tough shots with Wemby, putting that, 8-foot arm up there. So today's not the day. I got to give Joker his credit, so yeah. But yeah, just fantastic ball. And I'll say this too. We're in that time of year where, as you know, it's like one of them, you said that Joker got fouled. They didn't call it. This is that time of year where the refs are kind of starting to swallow the whistle, and we'll see it even more in the playoffs. And I love that, And I always say it's never going to go back to being the 90s, but allowing some physicality and allowing, some more defense is always good, because guys scoring 50 and 60 with no resistance is one thing, but when you got to earn it, it means a lot more. So I really like that. You ready to open up these phone lines? That dog is whining.
Yeah, let him in, bro.
Yeah. Here we go. 904-219-8264. 904-219-8264. Here we go. First one on the line. Thank you for calling the Format Podcast. How can I help you?
Okay. Yeah.
Okay, first, hold on. Calm down. I know you're all excited.
It is the day. It is the Easter day.
Yeah.
That's exactly. I was gonna say happy holidays to you, fellas. Let me go ahead and get that out the way.
For Ed Dog, it's Joker Day.
Right now, okay. You know what? Okay, that's it. Wait a minute. I'm gonna make this quick. I've been sitting out here outside, even though I'm with the family house and everything like that.
Okay.
Now let me get to the Steve, bro. What happened? You was just cooking this man up, and then you start burning the house down when you went the opposite direction. I mean, come on, bro. I get it. Like you were saying, I forgot what was it, the comment you made. Even though I know that, yes, he did not guard him in the second half, Bruce. Get it? He was not. You didn't see the first half. I watched the first half of the game. All right.
But that
Right,
could
but-
be strategy, right? Wouldn't you say that could be strategy, Eddie?
It could be, but he was doing other things. He was the floor general.
Okay, stop. Let me interrupt you.
Stop what?
No, hold
Stop,
on.
wait
Hold
a
on.
minute.
I'm about to interrupt you. Hold on. We've got to stop this. Joker doesn't have to play defense because he was doing other things.
Wait a minute.
Oh, stop. Hold on. I'm still talking. Kobe didn't get that benefit. Dream didn't get that benefit. D-Rob didn't get that benefit. Michael Jordan didn't get that benefit. Gary Payton didn't get that benefit. Kareem didn't get that benefit. Do we need to go on? Karl Malone didn't get that benefit. Tim Duncan didn't get that benefit. No other person who's supposed to be on this level that Jokic is supposedly on, all-time great, gets the benefit of, well, they were doing other things, so they didn't have to play defense. Stop it. If you want to put him where you want to put him, you don't get to make that excuse. Cut it out.
I did not. No, you knock it off, sir, and calm down. I didn't say he did not have to play defense, sir.
You just said he was doing other things. What does that mean to you?
That means that he was, okay, I'll put it like this.
Exactly.
He was giving you 23. Exactly what? You didn't let me finish. He wasn't giving you as much defense as you want him to give you when it comes to playing against, Victor Wembanyama and everything like that. I give you that. However, are you impressed with he didn't get a triple-double. Everybody talk about everybody's excited, with the triple-double, blah, blah, blah.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not impressed by that, all right? What I was impressed with yesterday, 0 turnovers, Bruce. 0 turnovers.
Okay, did you hear the beginning of the segment?
Yeah, I know that, Bruce, but I was going to say that if you let me finish before you keep cutting me off, sir, I was going to say I agree with you.
Eddie, do you think if he has turnovers, they probably lose that game? Because I think they do.
Well, if he did have turnovers, and I think I think if he did, Bruce that would be the first thing Bruce like to talk about.
And the first thing
I
did, see, Ed Dog, this is my problem with you. The first thing I did when we opened up this topic was for me to give Jokic credit for having an incredible game.
And very recently,
start the topic, Sneed?
Yes, and very recently, Joker has been turnover prone since he's come back from injury. There have been multiple games where he's 7+ turnovers.
Correct. That is correct. But last night, he didn't have 0. He had 0 turnovers.
Correct.
Tremendous game. And also give shout out and credit to Aaron Gordon for doing his part in the second half against Victor, even though Victor was still having
Eddie,
his way.
in your personal opinion, who's better, Lamar Odom or Aaron Gordon? Who's better?
I'm going with Aaron Gordon. That's easy. Aaron Gordon. What are we talking about?
Well, hold on.
What are we talking about?
Hold on. Sneed, 1, I agreed with you on that. And 2, anything that didn't happen when in the last 3 years, this era is obviously better for Ed Dog. You know he don't respect the pass.
See,
you know that.
Hold on.
You know how this guy gets down.
Bruce, wait a minute. Hold on. I gave respect to the people in the past era. Isaiah Thomas, Bill Walton, Robert Parrish. What are you talking about?
He respects people who glaze LeBron. That's all that is.
Is he really doing that right now?
Ed Dog, go ahead. Ed Dog, go ahead.
They're in the Wax Museum.
Go ahead, Ed Dog.
Anyway,
whatever.
So let's keep going. Now, I will say this here. Which matchup would y'all be impressed with if it comes to the Western Final? OKC or San Antonio, or Denver and San Antonio?
OKC.
I would like this matchup again, Bruce. I really would, bro. I would like to see Denver and San Antonio in the Western Conference, man. I think that would be like how it was yesterday.
Well,
you know what I'm saying?
I agree with you that it would be a really great series. I do. But I want to see San Antonio and OKC because of the hatred, the vitriol between those teams. That's why I want to see that.
Bruce, can you put up can you put up the image, the graphic of Wemby versus Joker from last night? Can you do that again?
Yeah, I got you.
But did we not just see?
Well, we got to run through
Victor,
the whole.
But Bruce, did Victor just slick this Luka and Joker?
Why would he? I don't think so.
I mean, I think he did. He did. He had a press conference. He said, offense is 50%, defense is 50%.
That's not a slick diss. That's him telling the truth. How's that a slick diss? Hit dogs holler. How about that?
Okay. Okay. Knowing you, man, I swear to God, bro. But it's Sunday, man. It's a holiday. I'm gonna be cool.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be cool. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, it was a good game. Was that their last game they played this season against each other?
Yes, I think it's the final against each other for this season, unless they see each other in the playoffs. I believe so.
Oh,
it's coming up in a
okay.
second, Sneak. Hang on there, dog. We're trying to get to that. You can't fast forward it with the way the clip is set up here, but we're trying to get to the final statistics here.
All right, so the reason why is Jules C 2106 said Joker showed Wemby who the best is. Wemby looked confused and shocked. Pause. What part of 34, 16 of 17 from the free throw line, 18 boards, 7 assists, and 5 blocks? What part of that is confused and lost?
Do you think he's
That's
probably
just
talking about,
crazy
like,
to me.
the
Like,
last
how are we going to
minute?
characterize Wemby as looking lost when he is literally going toe-to-toe with a 3-time, possibly 4-time league MVP and former champion?
Right.
What?
So, let me ask you this. Do you think it's possible that he's probably talking about, like, the last few minutes of the overtime matchup? Because I know they could have won that game, even though Darren
How
Fox.
many possessions was this game dictated by?
That right there. Go ahead, Steve.
This game was won and lost on a couple of possessions, wasn't it? In overtime.
Yeah, it went to overtime. Aaron Gordon, he sent the shot. He made that shot in overtime. I know that Darren Fox, he did miss the shot, and I know it was a couple plays that Victor messed up on. He could be possibly talking about that, but as far as the whole game, absolutely not. The Victor, he was in that pot, but he didn't.
But why would it be framed? Why would it be framed that Wemby looked lost in a game where he's going toe-to-toe with a 3-time, possibly 4-time league MVP and former champion?
And played the way he did.
Yeah, I don't agree with that.
We can't say that he looked lost or he looked confused or he looked like he didn't belong. That's not accurate.
Yeah.
That's hyperbole.
Yeah.
That's and you know what? We see this a lot because, obviously the victor, gets the spoils. But I'm just looking at it from this perspective. Victor Wembanyama, I think, just turned 22 years old.
Yeah.
And he's finding success against, some say, the best player in basketball. Do you know what we're looking at in front of us then?
Oh, my God.
Go ahead, Steve. I'm sorry. Somebody was interrupting you. Go ahead, sir.
I don't know. I just think the ceiling for Wemby is so high, and this is just a game that proves it.
That is true. That is true. Like I said yesterday, he was in that pot. He was cooking up, but the food wasn't. It was halfway done. But because the other person, he was in that pot, had everything splendid, and it was perfecto. Anyway, that's all I gotta say. Bruce, you be you. Steve, you be you.
Salute.
You know what I'm saying? Agree, man. Y'all enjoy the holidays. And Bruce, I'm glad you wasn't being very disingenuous today, sir.
I'm never disingenuous, that dog.
That's a lie. That's a damn lie.
Thank you. Have a wonderful evening,
genuous.
Have a wonderful evening.
Genuous, bro.
Yeah.
You be you.
Water.
Right. By the way, so the Spurs and the Nuggets play one more time. They play Sunday, April 12th to close out the regular season. So they got one more. So
if anybody's got anything on the line, which I think would probably only be Denver, it would be positioning. So
yeah,
I don't think we're going to get the matchup. I think Wemby's probably out of that game.
Yeah. Tomorrow, Philadelphia is at the Spurs. So let's see if Embiid plays. That could be interesting.
I don't think anybody wants to play the Nuggets. That's a team that's won a championship before. They have Jamal Murray, who can, very few as clutch as him, and offensively potent, very reliable scorer.
Yeah.
I mean, they've got players, man. Peyton Watson's a nice player, and Gordon's fantastic. Cam Johnson was hitting shots yesterday, and Joker was dealing. So I get it, man. It's but I think the order is OKC, San Antonio, and Denver. If the reason why I think it goes 7 is because of the talent that the Spurs have, but I do think it's a possibility that Denver would win the series because of experience. I do.
That's fine. Yeah. Experience matters. Sometimes I think, though, when you have youth and, all that, you can overcome it. But we'll find out, man. Point is, fantastic game yesterday, and could be a good omen of things to come. So definitely hoping that we get to see that.
You said you would prefer to see the Thunder versus Spurs, right?
Yeah, man.
Okay.
Because I love the hatred. Obviously being a Celtics fan, and got so many Lakers fans in the chat, and Transformers a Laker guy and all that. Coach T and Sean and Chief
Micah, he's a Lakers guy.
There you go. But as a Lakers and Celtics fan, we understand that part of what makes it great. And okay, you're an Ohio State guy, so that part of what makes the rivalry great with Michigan is what? The vitriol. That adds to it. Not just that they're two all-time great programs, but the true soul-stealing hatred between the two teams adds something extra to it. And I think that's what you get when you're talking about San Antonio and OKC.
I do think San Antonio is about to turn into a target. I think with the next 2 years, they're going to become the next target. Like, teams are going to be like, yeah, well, this is what we're going to have to deal with. These are the guys.
Well, they got to win first, but I know what you mean.
Well, I mean, they're going to be in this conversation. I think Western Conference Finals, if their team is healthy, I'm pegging them in there each year at the start of each season.
That would be tough sledding, man. Good call, Mike.
OKC 1, San Antonio 2, Denver 3.
Matter of fact, San Antonio is locked in number 2. They're number 2 now, yeah.
I mean, San Antonio would have to survive against Denver. That would be survival because the experience level.
Sure.
And OKC's the defending champ, so they're going through death row.
Right. Dancing all in the videos. All right, let's go to the next topic. Sneed, I love how you break stuff down, so I would appreciate if you would lead off on this topic.
I got you, bro. All right.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, so I like the caption, Lakers in trouble. What does Bruce mean? Why did Bruce choose this terminology? Because the Lakers have essentially just lost every key offensive component that leads their offense, right? So we're talking about the first chip to fall was Luka Doncic. He goes down with a hamstring injury a couple of days ago. And that hamstring injury seems to be severe enough to where it's going to impact him over the course of the next several weeks. He won't be practicing. He won't be playing. He's going to be in rest and rehab for at least the next several weeks. He's done for the regular season. He's likely going to miss the first round of the playoffs. And I think a second round would only be a possibility, right? Because we know how soft tissue injuries are, and we know how hamstrings can linger, and we know about the re-aggravation risk being very high. You have now taken your first scoring option, your primary offensive facilitator and scorer. You're now taking him off, and now you're going to move and shift your number 2 option, which is Austin Reeves. You're going to basically promote him to number 1. He gets injured, suffers a grade 2 strain in his oblique. He will be out for multiple weeks. Basically, what has happened to Luka has also happened to Austin Reeves. That is going to be a multi-week injury, soft tissue injury, very painful. It's a very precarious location, the oblique, which is by the ribs. It's going to just be a whole bunch of pain. It's going to take time to heal. It's all those things. Which brings us now to the Lakers offense. Where is it after they lose their number 1 and number 2? It's now basically LeBron, who his whole career has ran offenses, played offensive basketball just like Luka, right? Basically just like Austin Reeves, where they're the primary decision maker, distributor, facilitator, scorer, the whole thing. So JJ Redick has run his offense through Luka and Austin Reeves in some kind of order of those things when guys have been out of the lineup. LeBron is a very aged, seasoned player, and he's going to be basically finishing the year and then starting the playoffs without the top 2 players on the team. LeBron is going to be running this offense moving forward. I personally believe LeBron won't play much to close out the season. I don't. I think LeBron is going to be playing maybe 30 minutes tops in any of these final 4 or 5 games. They're going to have to manage his injury risk. They're going to have to manage his minutes. He will not be playing fierce defense. He will not be working hard at any level. He is going to be dishing the ball. He is going to be just facilitating and looking for movers. The most unfortunate thing, and why I'm glad you put it as Lakers in trouble, Bruce, is the Lakers have put all their eggs into one basket. Luka will run the offense. Well, now he's not there. Okay. Austin Reeves will run the offense. Okay, now he's not there. LeBron, if you guys remember last year in the playoffs, had moments where he had to run the offense. And in the previous playoff runs where they got swept, looked awful. The Lakers offense looked clunky. It was, I don't know. I think at best you could say average. But this isn't going to go well. The Lakers are going to have a hard time scoring points, and their defense is going to have to really step up to afford them additional possessions because they're not going to be very potent. By the way, Marcus Smart, I don't think he's been cleared to return because he's going to get a lot of run at point guard now. He's going to be asked to facilitate too because they're going to have to use LeBron off the ball as well. The Lakers are in a tough position. Jake LaRavia is going to be getting extra run. I think Luke Kennard has to become a focal point off the ball. Catch and shoot off of screens. JJ Redick has to be creative. He's going to have to do things he hasn't done all year. Bro, the Lakers offense, the way they're going to have to play for the next several weeks is going to look nothing like it has all season. Nothing.
That's what I was going to ask you, Sneed. Do you think JJ Redick is going to be capable of cooking up, scheming up something? Because there's a lot that has to happen. To your point, you have to do a lot of protecting of LeBron because he is 41. Like, we got to be fair here. He is 41, and he's not going to defend, and you can't really get on him for it, but he's going to be your number one scoring option. But this is what LeBron wanted, right? He wants to – I'm sure his ego still wants this. So now you got to go out there and prove it, and we're going to see all these people who – you know who they are. We're going to see what their king does. And this is the other thing I got to say. All those same people are the ones who talked about how bad Michael Jordan was at 40, which they really lied. I want to hear what they have to say now. Don't tell me he's 41. What do you expect? Don't tell me that.
Bruce, LeBron James is averaging his lowest point total of his career.
No, second lowest. Second lowest.
I think it's lowest by like 0.2.
20 as a rookie. He averaged 20 as a rookie.
He's averaging 20 right now.
Is he?
Yes.
That's not right now.
He's averaging 20. But the worst part about it is, Bruce, 30% of his shot attempts are dunks. So if you're taking the league's highest percentage shot and you're still scoring your lowest of your career or one of the lowest of your career,
he is averaging 20 right now. Wow.
Okay, so what I'm saying, Bruce, is that I think the expectation is the only way that the Lakers can compete, score points, is going to be with them actually having to run an offense. I don't know how you build that in 2 weeks, but I'm just saying, like, you're going to have to learn to find ways. And you know what, Bruce? They're going to be forced into getting touches to DeAndre Ayton.
How long have I been saying it? And I'm not saying
they're going to have to.
I'm not saying that.
Well, now you're desperate. Now you need dynamics. So you're going to have to run the offense through him sometimes, going to the post. You're going to have to run some screen action. I think some LeBron and Jackson Hayes lobs. That's got to happen. But that stuff won't work in the playoffs, bro.
I think you got to try to play slow. You have to try to play slow.
You have to play slow. You don't have players.
Yeah, and you have to protect the basketball. Like we were talking about earlier with college, turnovers are going to get you run out of the game quickly because, like you said, LeBron is not in a place where he's going to be running back and he's not going to be defending much in the half court. Not because he doesn't want to. Well, he doesn't want to, but he physically can't anymore the same way. So there's that, right? I'm going to cut him a little bit of slack. He just physically can't. So you have that part, but – so you said they're going to have to run real offense. The question is, and this is going to sound ridiculous, is LeBron capable of running real offense? We've never seen it for his entire career.
He can't play 48 minutes a game.
Well, we know that.
And there's going to have to be times where he's off the ball. There's just no other way. I mean, he takes chances, so there's going to be a lot of turnovers in there too. I'm not going to be surprised if LeBron has a 9 turnover game. I'm not going to be surprised if he has an 8 or a 7 turnover game. You know, and they're going to, if they play a crappy team, like they're going to play Dallas, right? LeBron will have 13 assists and 1 turnover or something. That team's just awful.
Right.
But if they play the Timberwolves in the playoffs,
big trouble.
They're going to be cooking. They're going to be running back all those turnovers going the other way. JJ's going to run out of timeouts in the third quarter. The same thing's going to happen as last year. They're in trouble, Bruce. They have to literally upend the entire way that they've been running offense. And these guys are going to be in shock. He's talking about Dalton Connect getting run. Dalton Connect doesn't have a role on this team. Bruce, he hasn't played since they tried to trade him last year.
Right.
You're about to put guys in the game who have been playing 1 to 2 minutes once a week. And now you're going to give them 20 minutes?
You know who's about to get real minutes?
No, he's not.
What else are they going to do,
bro? What else? You know what? That was disingenuous. Eddie should call you out on that one, bro.
Stop it. No, because he's young and athletic and can possibly make something happen defensively.
He has poor basketball IQ. He's going to get cooked.
He's got legs, though. He's got young legs, and they need that.
That is ridiculous.
I'm just saying.
That is ridiculous.
What other chance? What else can they do? That's not disingenuous. What else can they do?
Okay, so now you're going to have to start using Luke Kennard differently. He becomes a prominent piece to your offense. Laravia off the ball, right? Some screen, do some things just to get him free in space, get him to the rim, stuff like that. DeAndre Ayton gets some touches in the paint. I think DeAndre Ayton is going to get 15, 20 shots a game. Seriously.
I would have no problem with that.
I think Luke Kennard's going to probably get at least 10, 12 shots a game. Laravia is going to get some shot attempts. Like I said, Marcus Smart is the big contingency in all this.
Yeah.
You know, he's going to end up taking 10 shots a game. Rui, who's actually a nice player, has had no role since he came back from injury.
Right.
He's going to be thrusted into a position because he's going to have to defend.
So here's the thing.
He has the prototypical size to defend a forward.
And that's what I was going to say, Sneed, when you brought it up just now, is that JJ may be able to scheme up enough points to be competitive. The problem is the defense is going to be in terrible shape. I don't know what they're going to do.
But it's not easy to build a plane while you're trying to fly it, Bruce.
Right. And you can't, offense, defense sub from the opening quarter, It's man, I don't know what they're going to do. They're going to be, because you have to have certain guys on the floor to give you enough scoring punch to stay viable. But those same guys can't defend for anything.
If they were running a motion offense for half of the year, for 20 to 30 minutes out of the game, regularly throughout the season,
right?
I would say they would just have to focus on that being 40 minutes of their game.
Okay.
But they haven't done that. It's been Luka with the ball, deciding where the ball goes. And when he's not in the game, it's Austin Reeves deciding where the ball goes.
Right.
We've only seen like a handful of games this year, maybe 3 to 5 games where the Lakers legitimately were just moving the ball around. That's not,
I remember that.
Not their norm.
So here's the question. This Luka injury, how much of that do you think is just him being poorly conditioned and not taking care of his body? He's kind of prone, or what do you think about that?
He has the body of like a 7th grade kid who hasn't hit puberty yet. There's just not much muscle there, so he's just not durable. I don't know how I would ever find out, but I bet you he doesn't do any deadlifts. He probably has deficiencies in his core. Because hamstring injuries are typically based on usage and overexertion. And he doesn't even sprint. So what could your conditioning possibly be? Now, Bruce, I train. And anytime I suffered a hamstring injury, it took weeks to recover. Yeah. And the way that I always recovered was to go back in and get back on my core. You have to strengthen the front of the core and strengthen the back of the core. And the core runs from your quads to like right under your chest. So basically your abdominals, your glutes, your hamstrings, your calves, everything's connected as a chain. His chain is weak. Dude, look like he's built like a marshmallow.
Jeez, stay puffed.
And it's not his weight.
Yeah.
It's his composition.
Right.
And we had these same questions last year.
Mm-hmm.
And look,
Everyone was
lo and behold,
excited during the
instead
summer
of
when you.
but think about it, Bruce. He must have done some conditioning. So instead of him being out in December,
Mm-hmm.
he made it to April.
Oh,
But it's still not good enough.
right.
He has to change certain things about himself. And
they
I
gave
noticed
him
it a
money.
month ago. I said he's looking kind of squishy again.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
He doesn't look like the guy who was on what was it, Men's Health back in October.
Yeah.
He doesn't look like that anymore. He's back to being squishy because he's not going to be lifting weights during the season.
Why
He's
not?
always in recovery. He's always icing, probably, he's resting, napping, eating, whatever,
Mm-hmm.
waiting for the next game. They don't practice.
Mm.
Hey man, that's how this thing goes. If you look at guys like Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, they were lean, but they had muscle.
Right, for sure.
And they played a lot of games. When I look at Kevin Willis, dude played till he was 40 years old, just bashing people up, bro.
Yeah.
Larry Johnson.
Mm-hmm. Oldest Thorpe.
Yeah, bro. I mean, and they lasted 82 games.
Right.
If Luka doesn't fall in love with the weight room, he's gonna have a
I don't think he ever will. Was he been in the league 6-7 years now? He never will.
If you can't fall in love with the weight room, like this is my portal to lasting through these seasons, making it through my career, then this is what it's going to be, you know. And look, he's not even being asked to do everything. He's being asked to carry offensively. So if he was asked to defend, Bruce, he would have fell apart months ago.
Mm-hmm. Man, good breakdown, Sneed. As much as I enjoy Laker fan misery as a Celtics fan, it really is worse for the league when the Lakers aren't good. You wanted to see the Lakers, make some kind of run, get to the second round in the playoffs, or maybe even sneak into the conference. So, you want to see that. It's good for basketball.
I think the Lakers had a chance at making their first round matchup really interesting. But the way that they were playing basketball when they were fully healthy, the brand of ball they were playing, I thought they could really push whoever they played in that first round. They were going to make it a good series. Now they're getting blown out. They're going to get swept.
Yeah, it's going to be ugly. So I want to hear, when that happens, who are the LeBron people going to blame? Because there has to
be. They'll blame everybody. They'll blame anybody. They'll blame JJ. They'll blame Luka. Well, Luka first. They're going to blame Luka. They're going to say Luka's never available. They're going to blame Austin Reeves. They're going to say, "See, told you he ain't worth the $50 million." Like, they're just going to blame everybody. We know where this goes. But there could be more blame. They might blame Marcus Smart if he has a couple bad games in the opening round. They might blame Ayton. They're going to say he sucks all of a sudden, even though he didn't suck 2 weeks ago. Right. We already know, bro.
But I want to hear those same people try to twist their brain into pretzels like the Triumph instrumental. Shout out Big Pun. when they want to tell us how bad Michael Jordan was at 40, but somehow absolve LeBron when he goes into the toilet. I want to see how that happens. They'll find a way, but I want to see how.
LeBron hasn't been good in the playoffs for several seasons now. I don't really care what a LeBron knee pad wearer is going to say. I mean, I'm watching the games. The Lakers are getting run off the floor, and he's on the floor. So,
right. All right, quick public service announcement before we open up the lines, guys. If you haven't already, please like and subscribe to the channel. We really appreciate that. It helps a great deal, more than you know. And, of course, share the show. All right, 904-219-8264, 904-219-8264. We would love to hear your thoughts on the Lakers, and we want to hear how it's going to go.
So let me ask you this, Bruce. Do you think people are just going to feel compelled to have to defend LeBron if they get swept? Or can they just accept that the Lakers aren't good and LeBron can't carry at this point of his career?
You may have some who will say it, but they're not going to be able to bring themselves to fully accept what it is, and they will still make excuses for LeBron and look for scapegoats, because that's what they do. What up, Sean?
Man, what's up, Bruce? What up, Steve?
What up, Sean?
Man.
Yeah, it's such a tragedy, man.
Not for
No, I'm
me.
just playing. I'm happy as hell that they captured him. Man, fuck LeBron James and fuck his fans. That's what they deserve. Fucking you guys have ruined a good opportunity with Luke and Austin by your shenanigans. You allow you allow Rich Paul and even the media members to discount your second best player in the team. And he is politicking with you. I would be damned if I actually wanted to save you and they give you the credit. This is karma. Shoot. And JJ, listen, JJ proves that he was never a coach to begin with.
Oh.
He absolutely sucked. He tried to do is to think that he could kiss both asses at the same time, and he did not do it. He didn't. He failed. Bruh, you know that you actually should have developed these players, but you didn't even do it. You relied so much on Luka. You was trying to kiss up to LeBron by bringing his son in more than any other talent. I'll be like, bruh, you could have actually used some of these guys that you have on the reserves, but you never want to. You was forced. And I bet you that he ignored his assistant coaches.
So, Sean, let me say this, right? Not that I want to defend JJ Redick or the Lakers in any capacity. However, if you're JJ Redick, you're the coach of the Lakers, you've never been a head coach before, you know, like everyone else knows, how you got that job. What do you expect him to do? Plus, this is the NBA where most coaches don't have that much juice. It's a player-driven league. What do you expect JJ Redick to do? You expect him to actually try to coach Luka or LeBron hard? That's not going to happen.
Yes.
No.
Yes, you should. Yes, you should.
Yes, and then he'll be on the bread line, Sean.
You need to have a backbone against these types of players. I don't care about how much treatment they need. If they're not putting in the work and not able to dedicate themselves to win for those teams, but they want to be a spectacle amongst the media, amongst these fans, amongst social media, et cetera, you're going to have to get punished, and you got to be accountable. And JJ is a party example. Why? Shit. If Kobe Bryant had that opportunity, like LeBron bringing a coach, they would never do it because they expect this type of scenario. You got an ass kisser as a coach, follow every single direction, and nothing happens.
Sean,
you have a great March.
I don't disagree with what you're saying, Sean, but it's also unrealistic. There's no way a first-time head coach who's never coached on any level and never won anything is going to coach LeBron or Luka hard. That's not going to happen. There's two coaches in this league right now that might get away with that. That's Spo, and I was about to say Pop, but Pop is gone.
Come on, Bruce. You have a coach that was like before the dude got fired. What is it? That Celtics head coach.
Ime Udoka.
So what you guys think? Yeah. After Ime Udoka, you have that guy. That guy, the one that acts very condescending, on that fake sarcastic comedy stuff. You have that guy, and he's like a first timer. And he won a championship for you. And he did not kiss up to these players. He did not let down on his back for these players. He told them what's up. He'd be honest. He'd be blunt. He actually told them to play defense.
Oh, you're talking about Frank Vogel?
Frank Vogel, nah, I won't go that far. Frank Vogel.
Who were you talking about when you said won a championship? Who is that? Who are you referring to?
I'm talking about the Celtics coach, the head coach you guys have right now.
Oh, Joe Mazzulla.
Yeah, Joe Mazzulla. Joe Mazzulla was a first timer,
but
he's done his job really well.
Yeah, but he used to be an assistant. He's been around. He's been coaching. But regardless, do you think Joe Mazzulla could get away with trying to coach LeBron or Luka hard?
Yes, if he has a backbone. Yes.
No, man, you can't.
The problem is none of these guys have backbones.
Okay,
bro. You cannot expect to go to you can't play against OKC and bring his bum ass son and try to think he will hold up the fort while Luka is getting a rest. That is asinine. That's worse than an ass whooping.
You sound like a scalded Laker fan right now, and I'm okay with it. I just want you to know I'm okay.
Hey, I love my team.
I know you do.
I absolutely cannot stand LeBron Ramon James, and I can't stand his fans prep-rising like Laker fans.
Oh my
I hate
God.
them worse than Celtics fans. In my own point of view, I would be damned if I actually allow them to have a chance in order to go out there having a good night. No.
Wow.
This is a great opportunity. You better face against adversity while those two guys are not there. No Luka, no Reeves, no scapegoat, nobody. It's all you, bro.
Yeah. But you know what, though?
Call your plug.
You guys could finish the season in decent shape. You play Dallas, OKC, Golden State, Phoenix, and Utah. You can beat Dallas. You can beat Golden State. You can beat Phoenix. You can beat Utah. You can finish 4-1 if things break your way.
That depends on LeBron James and JJ Redick listening to the head coaches instead of JJ kissing LeBron James' ass for majority of the season.
All right, Sean. All right, man.
It depends, bro. You can't listen. I did not have hope because, man, you know what I mean? It's the same old stuff like last year. We'll go to the playoffs. We're going to get beat up in the first round and then reverse around there. And then when LeBron wasn't there, sure, we got Luka and Reeves. I was kind of excited. It was kind of like a breath of fresh air. It's kind of like seeing the mountains. It's like you watch an AKTV, seeing the mountains. It was so vivid. It was so in depth. You just can't even realize how much good it is. But when LeBron came to him, oh my gosh.
Okay, Sean. All right, Sean, man. We appreciate the call, brother.
Hey, I'm just saying.
All right.
Hey, you know what I mean? Hey, I don't know. You know what I mean? But the Celtics, you know, they have the Pistons to worry about. So,
all right, don't worry about the Celtics. We're talking about the Lakers right now. But all right, brother, you have a great day. I appreciate you.
All
right. Sean is hurting, man.
The cope is real, bro.
Facts. That's a scalded Laker fan. What's good, Transformer?
Yo, Transformer, man. Yo,
Sean is upset.
If they get the right matchup, let's say the Lakers play the Rockets, bro. The Rockets ain't nothing, bro. Like they could take them 7 games, and you know, if LeBron plays like above expectation, like they might sneak a couple games, bro.
Yeah, no, you're right. Chief, what's going on, my man?
What's up, Bruce? Assalamu alaikum, brother Steve.
Salam, Chief. What up, brother?
Well, wait a minute. Now, I don't know. See, Sean just fell for the Jedi mind trick. Bruce played the Jedi mind trick. Do you know this sick man, after our first and second option are down, this man rebelled. He loved it. Son, you get mad. I don't know why you get mad. This is what he lives to do. I know this man. See, the Lakers as a team lost our first and second option. This is about LeBron James. This is about his Celtics and his JG Wade.
Listen, I'm not going to tell you I don't love it. I do.
Oh, see, just a few weeks ago, you were on the Lakers. Man, you had LeBron on the opposite end of the court. You were just taking off notes. And then all of a sudden, JJ Redick got together. You and my shipmate Transformer, boy, y'all was talking about how the Lakers were playing. You were glowing. Boy, it looked like we were on our way. But when your first and second best player go down, and then on top of that, to me, the most key injury is Marcus Smart.
Mm-hmm.
Because to me, he's been our unsung hero for the Lakers. With his defensive play, timely shot, timely played. So it don't look good. But, like I said, if we can turn back the hands of time, just for a little bit. We can't do it long. Because at 40-something, you can't sustain what you've done in your early career. It's just impossible.
No.
So, like Transformer said, we're getting ready for next year.
Hey, but Chief, why didn't the LeBron people remember that at 40-something you can't sustain what you did in your early career when they talk about Mike?
They didn't watch the games. I watched Mike.
I'm not saying you. I'm saying
this
them.
Is what happened. I'm gonna tell you what. When you're held at that level of greatness for so long, you 40. You can't do what you do. And
Correct.
then, Michael had some cigars.
Yeah.
He started off with a bad knee. He played on a bad knee. 82 games with a bad knee.
What about that cognac? What about the cognac, Chief?
A cognac, and then he cut his finger. So he had an off finger. But Michael Jordan's goal at 40 was really to teach those guys how to play. Michael said this, my mind, I could take them, but my body just won't go there.
Right.
So it's really the same thing. Yeah, as a LeBron James fan, you can be like, okay, he good in spurts, but he can't sustain that.
Right, and that's fine.
But that's just being realistic. You can't ask that man to sustain that.
No.
LeBron James, Sean, oh boy, I'm talking to you, homeboy. LeBron can destroy a team. He might can have a coach. He can get his bum son hired, but LeBron James can't control the injury guy. So can we make this what it actually is? The man can't control the injury guy.
I mean, he tries to control everything else.
Well, fate. This is cruel fate. And the cruelest part about it, man, Bruce gets a smile. I don't know what's worse. The LeBron fan in me is like, okay, he's 41, I can accept it.
Right.
The Lakers fan in me is just crushed because it looks me like I'm more crushed about us as the Lakers than I am about LeBron, Sean.
Yeah, no, I get that. Totally get that.
Yeah.
And you're right. I see it the same way, man. I joke, but I think we're still going to have a great playoff season, but it would be better if the Lakers were better. And it's just one of those things. That's how it goes. But
right, no. This is just unbelievable. It just certain things. It wasn't just meant to be. It was just not meant to be. This season was Transformer predicted it. He called it.
He did, didn't he? Wow.
That's what he said. So I'm not that disappointed because that's what it was. But if LeBron do play great, and if he does, it'll make it interesting on trying to get him back next year. So y'all better hope he don't play great. All you LeBron haters, if he plays great and he get him past another round, then what you gonna say then? At 41.
I mean, look, I just want to hear what's going to be said, who's going to be the scapegoat, and I want to hear how they work their way around. Well, he's 41, but it was, when Mike was the same age, they have stuff to say. I just want to hear the inconsistency. That's what I'm here for.
Oh, yeah, that's what you get. No,
you know me.
I know. All you do, you sit and you wait.
Sit and wait.
And wait. I know you.
That's right. That's what I'm here for.
I know you. Speed, what do you think? Now, I'm saying this. LeBron too old. He can't sustain it. I'm a LeBron fan, but I got two eyes and I'm realistic.
Yeah.
He can't do it. And
he is human, no matter what we want to think.
Burnout. Yeah.
I think there's going to be a certain amount of high quality basketball he can play.
Mm-hmm.
He can play 30 minutes of really good basketball.
There you go.
I don't think he could play 35 good minutes of basketball. I think 5 of those minutes are going to be awful. 40 minutes, and he's not only going to be gassed, but he's going to be almost useless. He's basically just dumping the ball off to someone.
Yeah.
So the fact that you lost your top 2 guys, it's almost can't be managed. That's why I'm saying the offense has to be reinvented.
Right.
And JJ probably only trusts LeBron with the ball for more than 30 minutes as a point guard. So
And on top
I don't know
of that,
unless he's got a plan to use Luke Kennard on the ball more. I don't know. Something tells me they don't practice at all, and this is going to be something they're going to try to build while they're flying, and the plane's going to crash at some point.
Yep, that's how I feel. But you know what? I'll give JJ credit. He got 250 win season.
They're
He
one of the
does.
most talented rosters in the NBA, though, Chief. It's not special.
Yeah, but so yeah, we're doomed. But I expected it.
That felt so good hearing you say that.
I know. I hate. I just hope. Look, basketball guys, give LeBron the energy he needs because we lost 2 guys. We got to make
That's a lot. They lost a lot.
They did lose a lot. They did.
All right.
All right,
All right,
Chief. Bro, I appreciate you, brother.
All right, Chief.
All right.
Salute.
All right.
That's a lot to lose, Bruce.
Great call from Chief. Yeah, it really
That is
is.
a lot,
It really
man.
is. Like, I know I joke about it, but it really is a lot to lose. And
Like they're going to get
Again,
stops defensively because they can put in more defensive-minded players. But where do they get the points from?
or vice versa, if they put in the players to get the points, where do they get the stops from? There's no win in this situation. Thank you for calling Format Podcast. Who's this?
This is none other but the only, the Transformer, the
My man.
man, oh man, the man, the myth, the legend, Will Chamberlain's grandson that he never knew about.
Transformer Chamberlain, what's going on, player?
Knee got what you need with Crack-a-lack and Captain.
What up,
What's
bro?
going on, brother?
How y'all doing?
Maintaining, man.
Oh, my bad. I said it wrong. Let me put my Bluetooth on. Hey, how y'all doing? Y'all doing good? Good evening. You enjoying your Easter? You enjoying your Sunday?
Yeah.
God bless. God bless. Praise be to Allah. But all right, man. First of all, first and most importantly, man, shout out to Chief Sid Bubba.
Yes, sir.
Anchors away,
Oh, come
my boy.
on.
Anchors away. Oh, you know I had to say it. You thought you
You're
was
not
going to
even
hear
here.
Chief Sid Bubba, and you going to hear me call in and not give you the most greatest chant song there is? Come on,
gosh.
man. Go Navy, beat Army. But anyway,
Yeah.
to stay on topic, guys.
Yes, disease of me.
Enough with the soliloquy opener. The standard is the standard, they say.
Mm-hmm.
It was over long before now. The season was always going to end, perhaps maybe in the second round. I didn't mean for that to rhyme. Sometimes the words just come out on time. Ceiling was the second round. We might end up, we'd probably end up playing San Antonio. Now, that would have been a greater series to have, to be against, than OKC. We obviously saw we got our panties blown upside down, inside out, playing OKC last game. But we were never going to win the title. It was a cute season, a great season put by JJ Redick and Luka Doncic, LeBron James, and Austin Reeves. But the goal, we weren't true contenders. I said it before the season started. The season was over before it started. We're a little too old. The roster isn't deep enough. We just don't have the adequate pieces around Luka Doncic to really shoot for a championship. Now, do we have a puncher's chance? Maybe. There was a 5% chance we somehow make it past OKC if OKC were to run into Denver and Denver beats them in a 7-6 game series and we end up playing Denver in the Western Conference Finals. Yes, there was a possibility, but the reality of it was we were never going to make it there. But it was a great season to see. Over the last month and a half, the Lakers have been playing great basketball, up into the OKC game, of course. But we were playing great basketball. We saw that they created an identity. It gave us some light to see the future of what could be for the Lakers franchise. This offseason is going to be one of the greatest offseasons. It needs to be one of the greatest offseasons in Lakers history with LeBron James coming off of the books. The possibility of a wink, Austin Reeves may be putting a package for a trade. You didn't hear that from me. I'm just reading between the lines and putting the adequate pieces around Luka Doncic to form a formidable team to then contend the next season, right? So the whole, is it over for the Lakers? I mean, yeah, but duh. But duh, you lose you lose your first and second best player. I mean, what do you think for LeBron James? I mean, what do I see from this next 5 games? I see him averaging 26, 9, and 8. That's pretty much what he's going to have to do. They're going to have to get Luke Kennard more involved. We still got Rui Hachimura. He's going to have to get more involved. We're going to have to play a little bit more through those guys. DeAndre Ayton is going to have to step up. I have no idea if Marcus Smart is going to come back anytime soon. But, we're going to have to make it work with who we got. Dallas, I think Golden State. We got OKC again. I think, Phoenix, I believe. I forget who the other team is. So can we go like 4-1, 3-2, and keep the 3 seed? Yes, sure. We have a talented enough roster to beat the poop ups. You know what I mean? Count the OKC game as a loss because they solidified the number 1 seed, did they?
Yeah.
Okay, they solidified number 1 seed, so they may take their foot off their gas. Who knows? But at the end of the day, the ceiling was we perhaps may get through the first round, either against Houston or Minnesota, however that plays out. But that second round was always going to be our ceiling, man. It truly was. Any Laker fan can see that. This is not about LeBron and his shenanigans. And it's been a great job of his shenanigans being on a very, very, very low, especially this part of the season. But, the injuries guys, man, they came in. The basketball guys, they spoke. They said, hey, it was a cute little run that we had, going 12-1, 13-1, whatever it was. And it's a sign of what's good to come. What I expect to see from JJ Redick is to dive into the roster that he has right now. Actually practicing for once. Putting together some plays and see if we can get these other guys involved. And LeBron James being the playmaker that he has been for the last 23 years of his career. Get these guys quality looks, quality shots, and make it a great game. Actually, I think they're playing right now. They're playing Dallas. But yeah, man. I mean, that's what it is, man. I think they're playing Dallas right now. I want to say they're playing Dallas. Yeah. But yeah, man, that's what I got, man. You heard it here first from the Lakers zone. My man Marky Mark, he's looking at the off season already, baby.
Marky,
he's looking at the off season already. We have our eyes on the prize. What that prize may be, only
tell
me
him
and
about Marky,
know.
bro. Tell him about Marky.
Yeah. So hey, tell him about Marky Steve and Marky is thinking about the gun line, man. Marky said, "I'm bringing the team over that helped create the Dodgers franchise to win multiple championships."
All right, so just so we know, Transformer, they opened up a starting lineup of LeBron, Rui, Ayton, Ravia, and Kennard. That was the starting 5.
LeBron, Luka. I mean, not Luke. You said Luke, LaRavia. Yeah, that sounds about right. Ayton,
Rui, and
right.
Ayton.
Yeah, that sounds.
And then the first guy coming off the bench is Vando.
Yeah, because you're going. That's all we got left, really. You can look at we truly never had true depth. JJ Redick never really dove heavy into the bench. I mean, once we got Luke Kennard, we definitely sprinkled him a little bit more. Vanderbilt has been on the freaking afterthought, afterburning up on the back of the stove, warming up like old beans in a pot. So he finally gets to get a little tick. So maybe he steps it up a little bit, especially on the defensive side of the ball. But I mean, offensively.
But hold up, real quick, Transformer. Remember, I don't know if you listened to the show earlier when I said maybe JJ should be using Luke Kennard as the point guard. Luke Kennard has 4 assists right now in the opening 6 minutes.
I mean, Luke can actually play.
Luke can play.
He's a very, very good role player.
He is a complete player, yes.
A very good role player. I definitely want to see us re-sign him. I think he'll be a great piece alongside Luka Doncic going forward because you need a sniper like that. I mean, that kid, he's one of the very few in Lakers history who shot great before he became Laker and while he is a Laker. One of the very few. We have a lot of people who suddenly forget how to shoot, but just so happen to go to the next team and remember they can shoot again. I don't know if it's the purple and gold.
By the way, Transformer.
17 banners that's on the ceiling. It's just crazy work.
Transformer. Bron opened up the game 4-4 from the field, but he does have 2 turnovers.
So what, he got 8 points, 2 turnovers? How many assists and rebounds?
I think 1 rebound, but that's basically it.
Oh, wow. He's not just the Russell. Luke Kennard.
No, it's Luke Kennard running the point guard because I think I think LeBron is like going to be like their late game point guard. Like,
Okay.
now, like at an obligation, you would use LeBron as the point guard. You're better off with him off the ball in this particular situation.
Yeah. You know what? Hey, that's a JJ Redick call. I like that call.
Yeah.
I do like that call. Let LeBron stay on the road that he's been, honestly playing fairly well in. He's been playing fairly well in the last month in that role. Go ahead.
Are you all aware that James Worthy and the crew, they actually have a Lakers show on Spectrum Sports? This is not that.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
Oh, ain't this a Lakers topic?
Yeah.
I'm sorry. What is the Lakers topic? I'm sorry, Bruce. I heard you're breathing heavy.
Come on, Bruce. The LA Lakers are the most likable team in the NBA. You know it.
The what?
The LA Lakers are the most lovable and likable team in the NBA.
Absolutely.
Tell him.
Those nasty doo-doo green Celtics.
Don't do it. You know what? I'd be mad too if the Celtics had more chips than me. I'd be mad.
You already see how they doing Jaylen Brown. All of a sudden, Jason Tatum comes back. He drops out of the MVP race. Oops, did I say that too loud?
Look. I know Ed Dog hit you with that Cash App so you could come on here and talk greasy.
No
need. They gotta hit me with no Cash App about Celtic hate. It's in my blood, bro. It's in my blood. It's in my gene pool, man. I hear you over there breathing.
Yo, Bronny is in on the second line, bro. Bronny is in the game, bro.
Oh man.
No shit, Sneed.
This is crazy. Bronny is gonna be playing like 25 minutes, bro.
The bench. He's gonna have to dig into that bench.
Mm-hmm.
He's gonna
not
have to
don't connect. He went with Bronny James, bro.
You literally lost 60 points of offense in a day. You lost 60 points of offense in a day.
Yeah, that's a lot for real.
So we're not going to go to Dalton Connect. We're going to go to Bronny James, huh?
But, Dalton Connect. I forgot he was even on the fucking team. I don't even think. You know what? I think he hasn't played in a long time.
He plays 1 minute like every couple weeks, bro.
Yeah, and that's what the fourth quarter after the game is over.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, obviously they want to trade him away, and they weren't able to make that happen. And I mean, he's obviously going to be gone in the offseason. So I mean, I don't see any reason why they would. Put him in the game now. I mean, the man probably a sour poop, but not his game is a poop. But he's
shit, Bronny scored. Oh shit.
Look at there.
I told you you're gonna get the minutes, Sneed. You thought I was crazy when I said it. I told you.
And you know what? I wouldn't be shocked if Bronny looks better without Luka and Austin Reeves.
Oh,
because honestly, Bronny isn't the type of player to play well with a Luka or Austin Reeves. He's not that type of player. I think he plays
another thing transformer
much better now.
Rui and Luke Kennard have played the entire first quarter.
No, yeah, that sounds about accurate.
Somebody else going to get hurt.
We lost 60 points of offense, man.
Wow,
60 points of offense. Yeah. Rui is like our second best scorer outside of the big three.
Yeah, no.
He's our second best scorer.
It didn't even occur to me that now, because of the lack of depth and because LeBron just physically can't play the same amount of minutes, you're going to have to play other guys more, and you're going to have more injuries as a result. Man, that's a tough spot to be in.
I don't think so, because this is only temporary. This is like five games remaining in the season.
Bro, they're both out with multi-week injuries.
But what about in the playoffs though? That first round, it's probably gonna be just LeBron. And I'm not even trying to be funny here.
No. You're right, because what we about 2 weeks away from the postseason?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that means Austin still ain't coming back for 2 more weeks post that.
Well, that's not even coming back. That's evaluation.
Yeah.
So
I can see him trying to push through.
Mm-hmm.
In 4 weeks, it was an oblique sprain or something like that. I can see him trying to push through it to at least play. Luka.
Thompson gonna throw an elbow into that oblique, bro, and just smush him into smithereens, bro.
I would.
Yeah, that sounds about accurate. But either way, like I said, I've been on the same train since the beginning of the season. Before the season started, Bruce, I've said it on the show multiple times.
I'm just sitting back and observing because I know my man Marky Mark. He's holding his wallet. He's talking to the accountant. He's looking at what's on the roster, and he's looking at what's available. And my man is about to get it in. Oh yes, sir.
I'm going to laugh if Marky Mark played Jerry Jones this summer and you get nothing.
You said inshallah.
Right?
Yeah, you compared Marky Mark to Jerry Jones.
I did.
In the call.
We're
sir.
gonna
in the call.
We're gonna go all in.
You know, hey man, thank you for calling the Format Podcast, man. And have a great show. Just shut it down.
Hey, Transformer, just so you know,
hand button.
Cooper Flag got 20 points in the first quarter, just so you know.
I mean, who's guarding them?
I don't know.
Right.
Exactly. Marcus Smart ain't there. Ain't nobody
Marcus
checking
Smart
that.
ain't there. Yeah.
Wow.
Marcus Smart ain't there. Ain't nobody checking that, man. Name me one player on that starting lineup who plays defense. Don't worry,
Really,
I'll wait.
I think, right?
Yeah, Rui plays defense.
Yeah, he's decent. Yeah, he's pretty solid too. But that's about it. That's about it, man. That's on that roster. Vando, he can play defense, but he provides nothing for you on the offensive end, so he's not gonna get much pick.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, man, that's all I got, guys. Man, a great show as always. Laker Nation or die always. Shout out my boy Laker Nation. Shout out, salute the Chief Sid Bubba. Anchors away my boys. I had to call in and talk my Sid, Nick.
Goodness.
You got what you need, man. I miss you, brother. Bruce.
I miss you too, man.
You haven't called me about my brother lately. I'm getting a little worried, man. Are y'all okay?
We are good, man. We are good.
Okay. All right.
You said you didn't want to hear it, so I'm letting you live.
Hey, I'm just asking if you guys are okay. You guys are like a broken marriage. And I'm the counselor.
Yes, you are. You certainly are.
All right, man. You guys take it easy, all right?
All right, man. You have a great one, man.
You too.
Yeah, man. Luke Kennard playing the full quarter, 5 rebounds, 5 assists, man. He's dishing. Got a steal. Yep, Luke Kennard getting a heavy roll.
What up, Bruce?
How y'all boys feeling, man? Hold on for a second.
What up, man? You put us on hold, bro?
He did. What's up, Bruce?
What's going on? Hey, let me say this about the Lakers. They might be done, but it's gonna be very interesting to see how LeBron plays in his 23rd year with this squad in the playoffs. Even though they might not go far, it's gonna be interesting to see how JJ adjusts, coach-wise. Is the philosophy going to change? And, are they going to speed it up more? Are they going to bring some of the young guys up from G League? That's what they're going to have to do to offset these injuries. Marcus Smart out too. I don't know how long. And this is going to be very interesting. Once again, the fate of a team lands in LeBron's hands. He loves this attention. He's probably happy the other two guys got injuries on him. So he can take all the shots. Nah, I doubt that.
He shouldn't because he knows he can't carry it the same way anymore.
Well, okay. Well, Bronny, this is your time. It's your time to get your minutes. We all set it up for.
I told you,
Let's
Steve.
see what you do, Bronny. Because for what I've seen last week, you could bring the ball up the floor against tough defenders.
He was struggling.
Yes, Luke Kennard. He got pieces as well. This is like the same pieces he had in that first championship round in Cleveland, where he just had the shooters in the wing and he took the ball one-on-one and he found the guys. So this is a chance again to play quarterback. At the 41-year-old, will he be Tom Brady or he'll be who else is an old quarterback?
Oh, he will not be Tom Brady. I can assure you.
At 41. But it's gonna be interesting to see how the team click without those other guys and I see how well JJ his coach's philosophy is. Can he adjust to the injuries? I truly believe we need to bring those young guys up, those young talents they got up in the G League. I've been checking out. You got some young guys down there that really be balling, and JJ gonna have to truthfully
about to put some G Leaguers in the playoffs, bro, in the rotation.
I had to bring. I've seen some guys in the G League that been balling in G League for the Lakers. I'm saying that maybe bring one or two guys. You're gonna have to. Who else they got on the bench? We'll have to bring some of those guys. We had to give some guys a shot.
I think you're just gonna have to play the guys you got, just a ton of minutes.
Yeah,
so
true,
guys like Rui, guys like Peyton, Moravia, Kennard.
Johnson down there that can ball. They got some NBA, they got some ballers down there from what I'm saying. But this what coaching come in at. Truthfully, they're gonna have to play small ball. No, they got Ayton, but I think they had to push the rock with this squad because you ain't got Luka ball hogging the damn ball or also Reed. You're gonna have to run. You're gonna have to run with the young guys. You're gonna have to run. That's all I gotta say. You had to go add Dan Antonio on them. It's going to be a small ball lineup anyway. When well, they got Jackson Hayes and they got Ayton, so they got footers, but they ain't.
Jackson Hayes' role doesn't change here, right? He's still just
what?
like Jackson Hayes doesn't get a modified role here. What's going to change here is going to be that the guard and forward dynamics. That's really what it's going to be.
Do you think they're gonna get? They might have to get Hayes. They might have to call some more plays for Ayton in the box.
I think so.
You got brother. You was the number one center that year coming out of college. That's your full potential reaches full potential in the playoffs this year. That's the.
I think you have the right thought process there, Brucey. I think it is like opportunities. These guys should view it as an opportunity to shine, right?
That's what I'm saying. Yeah. Now with the Alpha Omega turning to Thanos this playoffs, go take one of those secret shots he take and he ball.
Oh,
actually get a first.
Interesting.
He did. He hung up or you hung up?
He didn't hang up.
He hung up laughing like that, bro.
I did not hang up. I had nothing to do with that. That's wild. My man said what he said and got up out of there.
The Alpha and the Omega, and he just
secret shots. Whoa.
Yeah, you're gonna have to clip that, bro.
Oh my goodness. All right, let's get to the final topic. He said he dropped out. All right, no doubt, Bruce. Good call, man. Let's get to the final topic, y'all, before we get out of here and let you enjoy the remainder of your Easter. Okay, NFL is king, so we had to discuss this. Sneed, man. Kirk Cousins is now a Raider.
Highly paid Raider.
Yes. Well, to some extent, right? The contract he got was reported as a 5-year, $172 million contract. But wait, this is the NFL, so the money never sounds like what they report. This is the absolute best case scenario for Kirk Cousins and the team, where they keep him and he meets every incentive metric, roster bonuses, so on and so forth. But the real value of the deal is in the first year. The Raiders have a 2-year, $80 million option for 2027-28, but the contract includes 2 void years for cap purposes. So what it's really saying is the first year of the deal is a fully guaranteed $20 million. That's where the money comes from. And out of that $20 million, 8.7 mil is coming from Atlanta because he was still under contract with them, and 1.3 million from the Raiders to cover the season's pay split. Vegas also owes him a fully guaranteed $10 million roster bonus on the 3rd day of the 2027 league year. So he's going to get his bread that way. So, when we hear about these contracts, when it comes to the NFL, we always got to take it with a grain of salt. Like I have another friend that we talk a lot of this stuff, and whenever we hear about somebody getting a deal or what have you, our thing is always, okay, somebody got a deal. What's the guaranteed money? What's the fully guaranteed money, right? Because I don't know why they report it this way. It's so, now that's disingenuous, right? When they say, 5 years, 172 mil, that's not real money. That's all fluff. So we shouldn't do that. But I think that the reason Kirk Cousins got this deal from the Raiders is because he's a quality veteran who can still play a little bit. $20 million is, even though that's not all coming from the Raiders, but $20 million, that's minimal money. Yes.
Lakers are down 20 points.
I love it.
10.5 minutes left in the second quarter.
Cook them, Coop. Cook them.
Yeah.
So that's just a little bit of money in terms of where the quarterback market is in the modern NFL. And I think that basically makes it pretty obvious that the Raiders are going to draft Fernando Mendoza out of Indiana, Heisman Trophy winner, national champion Fernando Mendoza out of Indiana with the #1 overall pick. And Kirk Cousins is a guy that he can really learn from, right? West Coast system is pretty different from what Kirk Cousins was running in college, very RPO based at Indiana. And a lot of people say that it doesn't translate, even though he's a smart kid and he's got a skill set. You know, he's moderately athletic. He's got good arm, prototypical size, all that good stuff. And so if he's not ready to start the season as the number 1 overall pick, you got a guy, a veteran with plenty of experience who can step in and do that, meanwhile continuing to mentor the young fellas. So Sneed, what are your thoughts on Kirk Cousins getting picked up by the Raiders and being given a little bit of change to do it?
I mean, I think he's going to go there knowing his role. You know, I don't think he sees himself as some, you know, future quarterback of the franchise. I think that ship has sailed several years ago, actually. When was the last time he was a starting caliber quarterback? A couple years ago, right? So he's basically been a backup, and I think his place is pretty clear in this one. They're going to draft a quarterback for their future, and it's probably going to be Mendoza, and he's probably going to play right away. But should things go south or there's a change of plans or something, I mean, he's been a starter in the league and he's been a pro, right? He's a consummate professional. You know, he'll be ready for weeks to come in and spells during games and whatever may come up. I mean, they got themselves a good insurance policy, and they got themselves, I think, a guy who understands who he is, what his role is going to be, and he's going to help the young kid develop. And I think, you know, like if you think about it, all the players in the past who have had good mentorship, it has helped them become a more viable quarterback sooner, right? So within 3 years, as long as Kirk Cousins is there, he can contribute to the growth and development of Mendoza. You know, and that's a nice setup for him because there's no expectations. Nobody's saying, oh, Kirk Cousins needs to come in and win games for the Raiders. No, they're not expecting to win games. And they're not expecting him to throw a bunch of touchdowns when he does have to play. Right. He's going to be there as a safety net. He's going to be there as a teacher. He's going to be there as a mentor and a support. You know, and I'm sure that was communicated to him when they agreed on this structure, right? And I think the way that it's done is they could, you know, move on from him or, you know, bring him back the following year on a restructure and a deal similar to the first year, right? If they need him for a second year or whatever. But the thing about the Raiders, man, is like, I just hope the message is clearly and understood to the fan base. The goal here is to just make sure that they have a professional quarterback there ready and willing to play when called upon should things hit the fan. Right. And maybe the Raiders looked at it like maybe Mendoza's a health risk in the NFL. He seems pretty, you know, willing to run. And in the NFL, running is less forgiving than in college.
Right.
So maybe there's a couple of things in play here, Bruce. I
don't know that it's a health risk. He looks like a big, strong kid. I think it's just more of a function of he's coming from a very different system. Okay. And, you know, the learning curve is pretty high. Yeah. I think he might need a little time.
And does Kirk Cousins have familiarity with what's going to be run there with the coaching staff?
Yeah. Most of the league runs some variation of the West Coast system, right? So remember, Kirk Cousins got drafted. I can't remember what year it was, maybe like 2011, 2012, right around that time. He got drafted with RG3, right? And that was Mike Shanahan. Yes, Mike Shanahan. Kyle Shanahan was on that staff. So was Sean McVay. Kevin O'Connell, who Kirk Cousins had some of his best years with in Minnesota. Kevin O'Connell, I believe, was he was on Sean McVay's staff. So Kirk Cousins knows that system. Now it might be, you know, it might be a little different, but he knows the system. That's what they're running out there. Who got that job? Not Mike LaFleur. The OC from Kubiak, the OC from Seattle. Kubiak, yeah. He got the Raiders job. Yeah. Clint Kubiak. Clint Kubiak. Yeah, the son. So they all run the same system. So Kirk Cousins knows it. Yeah.
Years and years.
Yeah. So,
and that goes into the decision making, you know what I'm saying? When they bring a guy, they're looking for that.
Correct. And so he can help to mentor Mendoza in a lot of ways. Just like you said, teach him how to be a pro, but also teach him this, help him learn the system, help him learn the verbiage, help him to watch film. Like he's got all the things that Mendoza is going to need. And again, be that translator from, you know, that RPO heavy system that he ran at Indiana to what he's going to be doing now. So
what do you, if they draft Mendoza, which we think that they will, what would it, I mean, I think he's going to play his first year. Sure. So like, what's the expectation? Do you think that they expect him to play all 17, you know, be available all 17 weeks? Or do you think there's an expectation that something will come up and maybe you bring him in the middle of the year? Maybe Kirk Cousins is, the bye week guy, right? Play the first 6, play the first 7 games. We get Mendoza the bye week to prep, and then we start him because the Raiders could be really bad, Bruce. They were bad last year.
Yeah, for sure.
They were losing. They lost games. Didn't they lose to the Browns? Shador in his second start or first start?
Yeah. Well, okay, so here's a big part of that thing with the Raiders, why they were so bad last year. Pete Carroll made a terrible selection, or Tom Brady, I should say, made a terrible selection at OC with Chip Kelly, because the reports came out later after he got fired that this guy was literally, calling plays that he never installed into the playbook and all types of craziness. So basically, he's leaving Geno Smith out there. Hey, figure it out. Geno Smith and the rest of that offense. The O-line coach was terrible. That whole coaching staff is gone. So that, to me, says, Ashton Genty did a hell of a job with total trash blocking up front, total trash scheme. Nobody knows what the hell's going on. He still got.
Well, he runs hard, so he's always going to get some yards and stuff.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but so I think that's part of the reason that they were so lousy last year, right? But I think they will be improved this year, and I think that ideally, to answer your question, they want Mendoza to start the season and play all 17 games, and Kirk Cousins is an insurance policy for them, ideally. But it's going to depend on how fast he can make the transition and learn that system. I think that's the big thing.
Makes sense.
Yeah. But yeah, I think the biggest thing to take away here is don't get fooled on that whole 5-year, $172 million deal, because I don't know why it's just terrible.
But they're always set up like that. They always do that. Yeah. That's not new. I always look and I'm just like, why would they give them all that money? And then you look at the actual structure and you're like, dude, they don't know much of anything.
Right. Because remember some years back when Mahomes, when they was like, oh, he's got the biggest deal in history, got the 10-year, $450 million.
Well, I think the duration, right? It was
but a lot of that was phony, and I think they've had to adjust that deal twice already now. So it's just like give somebody the contract that they're gonna get and stop playing with the numbers, man. It's just stupid. But that's how the NFL does things, and NFLPA has allowed for that, so be it.
Yeah, man. My expectation for the Raiders, man, I think the ceiling's 4-5 wins, Bruce? I mean, it's a rebuild year, right?
I think that what you have to do is identify. Well, we got to wait and see what do they do in the draft
officially.
Yeah, see how the roster fleshes out a little bit, and then we can make better assessments on what they will or won't be. And we don't even know if Max Crosby is going to be able to get traded or if he's going to remain a Raider.
Yeah, what is happening there?
Not exactly sure. I do know it was a bad
things falling apart since the Baltimore thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah. They wanted to get him out of there. That's why they, weren't trying to let him play that's why they sat him down at the end of the year and whatnot. And he got his surgery and whatnot. But I don't. You haven't heard any other team try to go get him, so I don't know.
Yeah, that's true. I don't think anybody wants to pay him with the risk. NFL teams are risk averse when it comes to money. Unless you're the Cleveland Browns, you're just throwing around all types of crazy money.
Yeah. I don't know. I guess we'll find out.
We got an update. Lakers are down, and they can't score, and they're in a zone right now, and the Mavericks are just shooting threes, bombs away, bro.
Sheesh. That's scary.
The Mavericks are buns, bro. This is crazy.
I'll take it.
Oh, no.
Huh. Hidden passages and tunnels discovered inside Mount Rushmore. Historians are confused. Are they trying to decide whether LeBron or Magic is going to go up there?
That's funny.
Oh, my gosh.
It should be Bird and Magic, but you don't know how to do that. So
come on, man. There's only 4 spots, Sneak.
So put those 2 in there.
Then what?
Pick another 2.
Well, Mike and
It's not
Kareem.
there's no order, so just get Magic and Bird and then go from there.
Well, obviously it has to be Mike.
Okay.
And it has to be Kareem.
There you go. You're all set.
But what about Wilt?
What about Wilt?
What about Mr. Russell? Like,
What
that's where
about
it starts
Mr.
getting
Russell?
funny.
You have to pick 4, so pick 4.
And that's why LeBron made it by default.
It's ridiculous, bro.
All right, y'all. We're gonna leave it right there. Yeah, we're gonna leave it right there. Easy work, easy show. Hope you guys enjoy the rest of your Easter evening with your families, your loved ones, your friends, whoever. And if you're off tomorrow, enjoy the day off. If you got to go to work, be safe doing it. We appreciate all you guys being here. If you're watching on the replay, make sure you like and subscribe. We really appreciate that. Make sure you share it with other people who watch sports in your life. And remember, here at the Format Podcast,
the cream will rise to the top. Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. And we out. Peace.
Cream rises to